This episode brought to you by that guy on the street that hands out boxes of raisins. That guy's probably going to get murdered.
Hey everybody, happy Halloween!
Woo.
We're watching Halloween and you are listening to Miscast Commentary.
Halloween.
You're listening to Miscast Commentary, where two guys have seen way too many movies and have way too much time on their hands.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Now here's your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Miscast Commentary. I'm Joe Finley.
And I'm Todd Tebow the Sailor Murray.
And we are excited to bring you another Halloween bonus episode. We like to bring you one extra one if you're lonely and hiding from all the kids while they're trick-or-treating, like our old math teacher used to do. And he would, he'd have all his lights turned out. He lived across the street from your aunt and uncle.
Oh, yes.
And it was just like, it's almost like the house didn't exist.
Didn't.
Like that Harry Potter protection charm, so nobody knew where the Order of the Phoenix lived.
Didn't even see it.
Exactly. It's just not there anymore.
Well, plus it had the vibe. You could feel the don't come the fuck over here vibe.
Yeah. But if you're one of those
turned-off
people,
light.
you're right up our alley, because we want you watching Halloween and listening to Miscast Commentary.
Hell
right
yes,
now.
we do.
Or you could just do it another day. I'm not your fucking mom. But
He could be.
yeah. But anyways, if you're listening
Trick
on
or treat,
Halloween,
motherfucker, I'm your mom.
oh my god, are you just dressed like my mom? Or
Nope.
oh my god. So many of my questions have been answered.
Yep.
Why do you keep feeding me milk even to this
Suckle.
day?
Don't stop ever
Oh,
suckling.
sorry. I'm coming over to the other mic. You can't actually hear that. Like, it's not I'm on the left and you're on the right, but
That's better. That's my boy. That's my big boy. Yes.
thank you. Oh, I'm going to
That
sleep
was
well
live,
tonight.
bro.
We're great. We're great.
Got some man milk jiggling from your chin there.
No, that's semen from before.
Oh, it's still there.
Whoops. Yeah. I don't always wipe my face.
She got a whole shoebox full of them.
I
Dangly ones.
was trying to have like a most interesting man in the world line there. Like, I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I have just that case. I don't always wipe my face, but I didn't have anything to follow up with. And really, with semen on the chin, there's really
I
no
don't
end.
always wipe my face, but when I do, it's semen. And I'm drunk off Dos Equillos.
Dos Equis.
Dos Squios.
I don't even fucking try with you anymore.
Squios mios. I don't always get drunk and beat my wife and kids, but when I do, I drink Dos Equillos.
I don't always get drunk and beat my wife and kids, but when I do, oh yeah, no, I just do that all the time. It's
I don't need to drink.
yeah, it's
It's called the weekend.
I don't have a problem. They have the problem.
You don't have an uncle.
It's
Wait, is she alive still?
oh, that lady or my wife and kids. They're fine.
Any of them, really.
They're
I
fine.
haven't seen them in a while.
No bruises whatsoever. I promise. Shit, please don't come
Are you
investigate
pressing
me.
play or what? What are
Nope.
we doing here?
All right, I'm going to press play. Let's
Hey,
do it.
here we go.
Okay?
Get ready. Halloween,
Ladies
people.
and
Are
gentlemen.
you ready?
And we're going to press play.
Pressing play now.
We did it.
I was late by like a second.
This is the best theme to any movie in the history of the world. Can we just say that right off the bat?
It is absolutely. Didn't he write this himself?
He wrote the entire score himself. He wrote it over the course of 4 days. This movie got a pretty crappy review.
That's ridiculous.
Well, no, but this is before it had music. And they said it
Oh,
wasn't,
really?
and they said it wasn't scary. I guess like some rough cut got looked at by a crowd. And then he went in and he basically improvised this entire
Really?
thing.
That's a good piece of trivia, actually.
Yeah, he's a known musician.
Johnny Carpenter.
John Carpenter. Well, he's a member of, I'll get into it a little bit more later, but he's in a thing called the Coupe de Villes.
Is that like a thing? Look at the nose. They followed right through with the knife. They could have just pulled it out. Now that pumpkin has a cleft lip.
Oh my God, we got to take him to Doctors Without Borders. But yeah, no, honestly, I was the same. I noticed the exact same thing.
You did not.
No, I did. I wasn't brave enough to say something about it. But it's really not a great pumpkin.
This is pumpkin. And he's got a cleft lip. Please donate your money today.
It's just the price of a coffee a day, but like a Starbucks coffee, so it's
price
really going
of
to fucking
one
hit you.
pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks.
Dean Cundy, the director of photography.
What did you just call me?
I called you Dean Cundy. He has actually one of the most amazing resumes ever. He did all the Back to the Future movies. He's a cinematographer for all the Back to the Future movies. Apollo 13, Jurassic Park, The Fog, Escape from New York.
I just purchased The Fog for $2.
Nice. Halloween 1, 2, and 3. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, no shit.
Which
He was a cinematographer for that?
yeah.
That was that. What the fuck, eh?
Yeah, I know.
Yet again.
Hook.
Hooker by crook.
Death Becomes Her.
Great movie.
The Flintstones and Looney Tunes back in action.
The Flintstones.
But just think.
No, who cares? It doesn't matter.
His entire job was how it's shot.
Yeah.
And it was shot really well.
John Carpenter's the fucking man.
Oh, man. No, I'm talking Dean Cundy. That's the guy who shot them
Dean
all.
fucking Cundy.
But yeah.
I was saying on a separate thing.
Oh, yeah. John Carpenter, we've spoken about him before because we did Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we did.
But
I love the man. Does he usually writes, directs, and does the music for all his movies.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're going to see a lot of connections to him through the other actors.
He reminds me, like the new him would be Buddy who did Sin City. He does all his own music and all his own writing and directing. What's his name? He did Desperado and what's his name? He did Sin City.
Oh, you're talking Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Yes.
So he's a. I would argue that you're right because he kind of does things on his own too, like not too deep within the Hollywood system. And,
they're necking. Look at that neck out they're having.
Good necking. I love all the necking.
Look at he wants to wear a freaking clown mask.
Yeah, exactly.
He's into that weird shit.
They just
and so is she apparently. Well, then get up there, girl. We gotta have some hot 63 action.
If I tried to surprise Carrie sexually with a clown mask, she'd shit out her brain from fear.
What if your penis was wearing a clown mask? So now until you whipped it out,
it would finally look big.
Would she? Would she laugh like she always does?
No, she's like, "This is no laughing matter.
This is no laughing matter, clown.
You stuff that thing that's now 2.5 inches inside me."
She's happy the clown mask is there. Mm-hmm. A big clown nose.
People who don't know currently, they are doing another Halloween, but it's a little different. Like, it's not like it's the Rob Zombie Halloween or whatever.
Oh, God. John Carpenter has something to do with it, right?
John Carpenter is producing. He's also doing the music for it.
Oh, good.
And it's being written by, of all people, and I'm just all of a sudden losing his
McBride.
name. Yeah, Danny McBride.
That's right.
He's writing that movie.
I don't know where I read that.
And Jamie Lee Curtis is starring.
Is going to be in it. He wrote Alien.
Did he write it?
He wrote the new Alien Covenant, I think.
I knew he was in it. I didn't know that he wrote it.
I don't know how he's getting all these writing gigs for these movies.
Well, he was a writer before he was anything else.
Well, he's like a big fan, I guess, too. So he knows like the timeline and the.
And I honestly I have that feeling that with these different things, people need to be giving the fans more shots. Like with the Star Wars and stuff.
Let you direct the next Star Wars?
No, well, they should be filmmakers. Like, I'm not I'm not a seasoned filmmaker of any kind. I don't have any resume that says I should be able to direct Star Wars. That's a terrible idea.
Why the hell not? Just put it on your resume and there it is.
Give me a chance to write a first draft or something, though.
Yeah, like what the hell?
Jesus. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this Halloween because the other Halloween went a way different direction.
Whenever they talk to John Carpenter or whatever, like they're redoing Big Trouble in Little China. Yes. And when they were talking to me, it was Kurt Russell and John Carpenter, and they're talking about all these remakes. Mm-hmm. And he was like, he like rolled his eyes when they mentioned all the remakes of his movies. Mm-hmm. And then Kurt Russell was like, oh no, I'm cool. He's like, The Rock's gonna play my role, and he's like, I'm okay with that. And even then, everything you said to John Carpenter, he was just like, oh god, like they're gonna fuck it up, kind of thing. But this one, he's involved, so it should be cool.
Yeah,
a clown vision.
But it's theirs to fuck up at that point.
He's watching his own naked sister.
Yeah. Like that's my thing.
Her hair. I forgot there was boobs.
Yeah, it's the whole old horror movie.
Fucking A.
This POV thing, it looks like it's done in one shot. It's actually separated into 3 separate shots. So the first one when he put on the mask, then there's another one that comes up in a moment where there's a cut here. There's a cut around here. You can see his hands shortly. Like, you saw them really quick there, but you'll see them again, I guess, and you get a better look at him. It's actually the co-writer Deborah Hill's hand because they couldn't get the boy. She's got little
kid hands.
Yeah, well, she's got smaller hands, right? But you'll see that they're actually quite well manicured and stuff like that. But it's because they couldn't get the little kid on the day of that last.
They were gonna actually get the little kid to stab that naked chick half to death.
Hopefully.
Nice.
But
character acting, for the kid.
But yeah, anyways, the one POV shot was broken up into the 3 shots. This little kid, I don't remember his name now, but he actually grew up to be an LAPD officer.
Really?
Yeah, so he's a cop. He didn't act anything beyond this. He never did anything.
Never say why he snapped. Why did he kill her just now?
See, that was the only thing that I kind of appreciated about the zombie.
Oh, the Rob Zombie kind of going back into his history.
It gave you a little bit. There's a novelization of this that is actually a really rare book that actually delves into it a little bit, and I think that the Rob Zombie version may borrow from that a little bit because it talks about he's tormented at school and stuff like that. But that version of him is a lot older. Like, I think he's 10 or something.
He was
he's 6 here.
Yeah, he was much older in the. Was this filmed in Illinois? Where was this filmed?
This was filmed in California, which has actually made it really difficult. It was also filmed during the spring. So they actually, when we see like the shots later and like quote unquote present day, you'll see anytime you see like red or brown, like autumn leaves, they're actually paper leaves that have been painted because it wasn't fall. Apparently, if you look in some shots, you'll actually see palm trees.
Oh, no shit. I'm going to keep my eye out for that.
Yeah, let's keep an eye out for that. Let's talk about Donald Pleasance while we've got him on screen. Man, he died 17 years ago.
He did?
Yeah. So it's been a long time. But he's got a crazy, huge...
So John Carpenter liked him.
Well, John Carpenter liked him.
He did lots of shit before that, though, man.
Oh, absolutely. But he's got like hundreds of projects that he's worked on, TV and movies. But like just some things I got here. He was Blofeld in James Bond. Like You Only Live Twice.
That's right.
He was in THX 1138. He was in Oh God. He was in Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
He was
in The Great Escape from New York.
Awesome.
He was in Halloween 2, 4, and 5. And The Curse of Michael Myers, which I think was part 6.
I do mean to interrupt you.
No.
This nurse, is this the same nurse from part 2? And she takes her top off and bangs Buddy in the hot tub? The security guard dude?
No.
Okay, it looks like her. I need to see her again.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I wouldn't think so because she's like that nurse was the nurse at the hospital. This is a nurse for like the things. So I think you're just saying all white women look alike.
They absolutely do, man. Yeah. I can't even.
A role we don't usually talk about in the movies is the production designer, but we're going to talk about him in this one.
All right.
Tommy Lee Wallace. And the reason that...
What does a production designer do?
Yeah. They do a lot of set and props and like that kind of...
Continuity or no?
No, continuity is their own. Like that's script supervisor and stuff like that, right? But... the reason that he gets a little mention is because he worked on The Fog as well with John Carpenter. But then, in addition to that, he directed Halloween 3.
Donald Pleasance did?
No, Tommy Lee Wallace, the production designer. Fright Night Part 2 and It, the original It.
Oh, no way.
And he wrote that as well.
Oh.
So, like, he had a real resume after the fact, you know, like it was, but he was just a production designer at this level. But on top of that band that John Carpenter's in, Tommy Lee Wallace is in as well.
No shit.
And there's one other person who's in it, and we have mentioned this before. I'll give you one hint. It was in The Last Starfighter. We talked about this exact thing, but we'll bring it back up in this episode. There's the third
being recruited through a video game to fight an intergalactic war.
A little bit of that goes on. That's how basically Laurie ends up fighting Mike Myers. No, no, the third member of the band is also involved in this movie, and we'll figure that out later when I actually tell you.
Is this Myers right on the car? Is this some other random psycho?
No, it is Mike Myers.
Oh my god! This movie so pretty much like, is this movie a case of the music making the movie?
I would,
because like they said it wasn't scary at all, right? They didn't like it.
Music makes most movies. Did you ever watch that scene? Somebody did that movie or that video. It was Star Wars without the music,
No.
And they did the final scene in the original Star Wars where they're walking down to get their medals, and they took all the music out, and you just hear the
I think I have seen it. It's weird.
It's very weird, and that's what music does to movies.
It's the ambiance.
Yeah, and that's why I always prefer a score over a soundtrack.
I agree 1000%. It also makes the movie kind of more timeless. You know what I mean? Let's throw this hit in there. That's the problem sometimes I have with the Tarantino movies. It's going so well, and then all of a sudden, like, they throw in, you know, like some Nelly tune or something. I remember being in the Hateful Eight or something, or where I was like, oh, this is so good. And like, Ennio Morricone did the score, and then all of a sudden, like some I don't know whose song it was, but it was some rap tune came on. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
it just doesn't matter. It's because the best you can do when you're picking out other people's music is get as close as you think you can to the theme. Like, it's different if you're going into a club and then there's music playing. Then that makes sense that you're picking out a song.
Right.
But it's like, for this kind of stuff, could you imagine if it was just like some old classical music? Because that's what they were going to do with Star Wars.
Sweet home Alabama, I'm going in, Chewie.
You know, like, because originally,
shit.
I know, because we talked about it with during Star Wars that he was going to go the Kubrick way and just take some classical music and go with it, and then Spielberg had suggested going with John Williams. Imagine Star Wars without John Williams.
Oh my god, I can't even. It would be. There's no
different.
Way.
I don't even know if it would be likable. To be honest,
man, they should have gotten maybe ABBA, Skrillex, remix Star Wars. No, Skrillex featuring the Scat Man.
Nice. I like it.
You remember the Scat Man, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ugh,
Look at those.
These god-awful clothes that she has to wear and that everybody has to wear, they're literally all wearing their own clothes. There was no costume department because there's no budget. The budget of this movie was $300,000.
That's it.
Yeah.
This movie's all about like the build.
Yeah.
The suspense and the style. I like it.
Yeah, it's there was definitely a lot to this movie, given again for how much they had to work with, because of that 300,000, 150,000 was spent on the cameras.
So really the movie was made for, well, I guess the cameras still count as part of the budget.
But it's not like, because sometimes you can rent cameras or get access to cameras.
That's what I was gonna ask, like, when they do another movie's budget, do they consider the cameras? Because I'm sure the studio doesn't buy a brand new camera unless your name's like James Cameron, but then it took you 12 years before you made the next movie anyways. But does the studio, so Warner Brothers is making a movie, you're the director of that movie, do they just give you the cameras that they already have?
I imagine in most cases, yeah.
Oh my God.
That could be anybody.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, that could be that, because it's not even a person.
That's crazy Harvey Weinstein.
It's a fucking haunted house, man.
I love that.
It's Weinstein lurking.
Yeah. I've got a potted plant in here.
That's it. He hasn't eaten in days.
I think the best character in Entourage is the guy. His name's Harvey. He's the big mean producer, and he's supposed to be Harvey Weinstein. And he's played by, I can't remember the guy's name. He's a Canadian actor who's great. But
Elias Koteas.
No, it's a big guy. You'd know him to see him in a heartbeat. But like, he's so
is it Graham
big
Greene?
And angry. Yes, it's Graham Greene. Hello.
Exactly. But
oh Jesus, it's so bad. Oh my God, this guy could be literally anybody from this year.
Did they just have Michael Myers hanging around free range at this place, or
they
what?
were literally they had free range
like,
crazies.
What the
that was
fuck?
essentially what happened. But the thing we didn't talk about during that scene was the fact that he drives away. He was put in an asylum when he was 6. Where did he learn how to drive?
Oh, it's easy to figure out.
Well, and that was actually a part of the novelization, because they wanted to explain that away, because that was like right away. People were like, "What the hell?" And so, like, it wasn't
supposed to be thinking so much about this.
Well, it was just
film, you know.
No, but it's something that if you watch it a few times, or if you're watching it with a critical eye, then it's something you'll notice. So it's
which I do actually. Yeah, I say that, and I'm like, no, I do it all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So the big deal was, so they wanted to explain it away. So in that novelization, they actually say that when he's driven to the asylum, and a few times he's driven back and forth, like for trials or for whatever other things, that he watched over Dr. Loomis's shoulder and watch how he drives.
That's my Donald Pleasance.
And, and actually the name Sam Loomis has a lot of significance because the name Sam Loomis is the name of Janet Leigh's lover in Psycho.
Right.
Which was on purpose, and as was hiring Jamie Lee Curtis, Janet Leigh's daughter.
Yeah.
She was hired as a tribute to...
Is Jamie Lee Curtis the number one scream queen, in your view?
Of this time, absolutely.
Because I know, like, Janet Leigh was considered one of them, right? Like, well, back in the day, they had all those, like, 50s horror movies, but she's been in lots of horror movies, man, screaming.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's Prom Night, and she's got tons of stuff.
Oh, yeah, she's Prom Night.
She's actually got other things, too, that she was uncredited for. For example, she is the uncredited narrator and computer voice in Escape from New York.
Jamie Lee Curtis is?
Yeah.
What?
She is the uncredited voice in... she has an uncredited voice role in Halloween 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And then think everything else. Like, she's got a great thing. She was in The Fog as well.
That's right. I didn't know that until I looked at the back of the box. And I was like, because Carpenter really likes her.
Yeah, absolutely. But she was also in Trading Places, Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai, Fish Called Wanda, My Girl, True Lies, several other Halloweens. Well, she was in Halloween 2 and Halloween H2O.
That part right there is the beginning of I'm Your Boogeyman from Rob Zombie.
That's exactly right.
The Boogeyman's gonna get you.
Yeah. Remember when this was actually like a way to bother children? Why did he have a pumpkin at school? Like,
why not?
Did he get, and it looks like it was a
He
really
brought
rotten
it for
pumpkin.
show and tell. Don't run, kid.
See, that would have been
William
amazing.
Shatner.
Yes, Captain.
You can see the bottom of the mask there slightly when he, nobody, is it because it's Halloween that nobody's really...
No, absolutely.
Like, gives a shit that this... Well, nowadays, people be fucking losing it.
Yeah.
You can't walk around some child-filled neighborhood wearing some dirty old mechanics gear and a mask anymore.
Now, I feel like I'm probably reading into it too much, but I feel like I get looks going into my daughter's school to get her.
Oh, probably.
No, it's like, I feel like uncomfortable. Like, I even...
you should lurk more.
Yeah.
Like, kind of park the car and kind of look kind of suspicious. Kind of go walk back.
Fingers through the chain link fence, just staring.
Exactly right.
Licking my lips.
You catch a sniff in the bike seats over in the front.
That would be amazing.
No, I'm just here to get my daughter. Oh, okay. Well,
it's going to be fine.
Sir, what are you doing?
Did
he steal his cop car?
Yeah.
Or is that his cop car?
Yeah, he got his own at auction.
Oh, he's got registration, everything going on here.
See, again, another thing that would not be like, you would be pit maneuvered into a ditch before you'd have a chance to do anything like this.
Are the kids even allowed to walk around anymore unsupervised, for God's sakes?
Well, you can see some on the way to school. It's usually parents who don't love them very much. This depends on neighborhood.
What if they're working?
Places. What? Oh, then they stay in daycare.
Oh my God, a payphone. He had to stop and make a call from a payphone.
Why doesn't he use his cell phone?
Jesus, what is happening here?
God.
What is this, like a miniature apartment that just houses this device?
If a movie's too old that he can't text via his sidekick, then I don't know what to do.
Yeah, exactly. What the hell?
Oh, Jesus.
You're alone, Dunham Pleasance. So what's the deal with the next Halloween? Like, what? Was this it? Finally the last one or what? Like, what the frig? No.
It's things like these.
Is Jamie Lee Curtis going to take over as the murderer?
Remember when part 4 of Friday the 13th came and it was the final Friday?
Yeah.
So fucking what, right?
Oh my God, he was running around naked for a while.
Yeah.
Is that the one where the guy fell off the roof onto that farm equipment and then it wasn't Jason? It was. I didn't get the ending of that one.
Yeah. No, that was the next
5?
one. Yeah, I think that
like
was
Jason
5.
Lives. And it was like, this guy ain't even Jason, I don't think. It's just some fucking guy.
He wasn't Jason, and then they had like some little like twist or something like that. I don't really remember.
Yeah, it was fucked.
But it's like, that's what I'm saying though, is there's no shutting down these franchises because the studios want to keep rolling with them. And it's not to say that they're just making garbage. It's like there are ones that are very likable after the fact when you're like, maybe they shouldn't have kept making sequels. But for the most part, it's just like they know they can spit these movies out for a certain amount of money and get a certain amount of money, almost without fail.
Is it the cameras and the cinematography? Because like you said, the movie would only cost $300,000. Like, it looks good.
Yeah,
it looks like it costs much more because of the cameras.
But things that the cameras were a big deal. He got these very like specific, like the Panavision whatever cameras, so he could shoot at like 2.35 to 1 ratio. Like, they spent a lot of time making sure they picked the right cameras for the job.
Well, here comes her. Mm-hmm. They're all a bunch of little sluts. Oh, well, except for Jamie Lee. She's a good girl. Staying home. That's why she lives.
So this Nancy Keys and PJ Souls.
PJ Souls is the middle girl.
PJ Souls is the middle girl.
She looks like a PJ Souls.
Yeah, she was in Carrie. And she actually got this. This role was written for her because of her performance in Carrie.
Oh, no shit.
She was also at the time dating Dennis Quaid, so they tried to get Dennis Quaid to be in the movie to be his girl, her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then she
broke up with him.
No, he was too busy to do it or whatever. Like he was going to do it, but then he couldn't. I think that girl on the right there with the pigtails is Annie, so that would be Nancy Keys. She was Nancy Loomis at the time,
right?
And she was in Assault on Precinct 13, which is
that is where she's from.
Yeah, and she actually is in Halloween 3 playing another role because obviously it's got nothing. They have nothing.
Right. She could work at a mask factory after she got murdered years later here.
Yeah, and that was actually
Spoiler.
her last theatrical movie was Halloween 3, and she was all done after that. There's no way he heard that. Even with the radio off, he was pretty far
That
away.
was going to be his move anyways.
Yeah.
A big stop.
Yeah. Well, again, he doesn't know how to drive.
I hate when I'm doing the speed limit and someone yells to me, speed kills.
Yeah, I know.
Like, because coincidentally, I've been doing
I
speed
was just
all
gonna say
fucking
the
day
same
long.
thing.
And I'm like, wow, do they know? Does everyone know?
Yeah.
Holy God. Don't we see all of these girls' breasts in this film?
I don't know if you see... I think you see the one girls. I don't know if you see both of them. But I guess
The girl
we'll
with the
find out.
pigtails we get to see.
Yeah. Oh, maybe you do see both of them.
No, there's got some nice undie shots.
Yeah. Because I think the girl on the right, PJ Souls there, I think she gets changed. She has to get changed for some reason. And you
Yes.
see them
Well,
then.
no, one of them's doing laundry too. She has to hang out the window in her butt. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Oh, yeah.
So this movie was originally titled The Babysitter Murders.
Oh, well, that's catchy.
Yeah, I know, really. It would get you. And it was supposed to take over multiple days. So these were all girls who babysat at places, which makes sense because they're babysitting at multiple places in this. But the budget actually made it that they couldn't
multiple
do
murders.
multiple days, and they couldn't have like a day shoot, a night shoot, a day shoot, like that kind of like
right,
like cover multiple.
Oh my God, how long did they? What did they take film the movie? Like one day?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, Donald Pleasance filmed his entire role in 5 days.
No shit.
So he's only on screen for
he's
18
only running
minutes.
around in a field or like huffing and puffing at a phone.
Yeah, he could literally be just going around one block going, he's evil.
Exactly. You don't know what you're dealing with here.
Yeah. That was your impression was much better than mine. I was
working at it all movie.
Basically just doing Alec Guinness wrong, and then you're doing Donald Pleasance. That's the whole idea.
I like these funky. Oh, look at she's got the big clogs on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there he is.
Oh, Jesus.
See, yeah.
I love Halloween. Like the time of year. It's my fave.
Yeah.
It's my birthday in like 4 days.
Yeah, baby. Somebody's
Somebody's
gonna be old enough to fuck next week.
Oh yeah, my girlfriend.
Uh-oh.
That's a lie. Fucked her already.
Yeah. I got her parents' permission.
You know what movie? Not because the movie reminds me of this movie, but kind of like the style where it's like cheaper is Get Out. It's kind of like have you seen Get Out?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's terrific.
Yeah.
And it's a very kind of a build. It builds the whole time. It's kind of creepy. Yeah. You should check Get Out. If you guys are fans of horror movies.
I'm sure a lot of people
I think now
I just haven't had time.
Get Out was huge. It was huge.
Yes.
I believe now we're going to start seeing more horror movies. The summer box office was fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
They know now that the audience wants horror movies.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a crossover movie called Get It Out.
Get it out. Where his penis is stuck inside.
Hopefully.
His mistress's vagina.
Oh
and
my
he
gosh.
has to go to a family function. That's it. Get It Out.
Which takes place in the sewers.
Yes.
Yes.
They're sewer dwellers.
And you got to remember, bring your one Red balloon.
Sewer.
They're chuds.
I would love a backstory romantic chud rom-com.
It's just all chuds.
Oh, yeah. Just chuds.
Glowing eyes.
Chudding.
Cannibalism.
Oh, my Lord.
Boom.
Hey there, girl.
So this is Charles Cyphers. Also in... he's in a lot of John Carpenter as well. He's in Assault on Precinct 13, The Fog, Escape from New York, Halloween 2.
He's very loyal, eh?
Yeah.
John Carpenter.
Yeah. Well, if you like who you're working with, why would you keep changing it? Like, imagine,
I like seeing that
you
shit.
go to like my work. I work with certain people. Imagine if I had
You clean that up, brother.
No, I'm just saying, like, I have very specific people that are on my shift
when he
all the
said
time.
certain people, this weird twinge thing happened and his nose started bleeding.
Because they're both white and I feel guilty.
But
you
should.
No, it's just like but I work with these two specific people all the time, right? And it's like, that's good. I get along with them and all that. But imagine that every single day I had to go to work and then pick 2 new people to work with.
Sweet.
It's like, because then like you can have some nightmare scenarios, right? But you're like, hey, I work with these people,
and none of them know what they're doing. You have to train them each day too, just for the next day to be another complete fuck.
Well, imagine like when a big part of your job is the relationship you build, like as a director, like between director and actor, especially, right?
Not anymore, but
you have that shorthand.
It's called being a pro.
Yeah, no, I guess so. No, but I mean, like, there's a shorthand where, like, you just kind of understand each other. That's why directors always hire the same.
Oh, there's a big hair on the lens. Ew. Oh, did you see it?
No,
it's gone. Oh my God, he's there whiffing her laundry.
Yeah, it's time to be freaked out. Because they obviously shot this out of sequence, like they shoot almost every movie. They made a fear meter for her. So she knew how scared she was supposed to be.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's a good idea, actually. A fear meter.
Because, like, for all she knows,
6.
For all she knows, like, she doesn't know that that's the second or third time she's seen Michael, right? So it's like, okay, you've already been a little scared. Now you're a little bit more scared.
What do you think? It was at a 10? It was actually at a 15, and they told her once the movie was actually in the theaters that it was 15.
Nice.
She was shooting for 10, being the tops.
Yeah.
It's actually 15.
Ooh, it should have been 15. You're not good.
The killer is inside the house.
I was just thinking, like, I wonder if she, like, needed to know how scared she needed to be for, like, the final scene where it's clear that it's the end of the movie.
Which they shot first. Yeah. I remember back in the day, movies, like, it's better when the movies now, horror movies, take place back then. Yeah. Like when they had the rotary dial phones with no cell phones and stuff. It's way freakier. I remember being a kid and watching all these fucking horror movies and being every time like the phone would ring and you'd answer it and no one was there, I'd be freaked the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, because you also have to take a lot of the modern tools away to make things scarier. Because say somebody was breaking into your house. You
just call them and use your cell phone.
You could use your cell phone. You can go anywhere and use your cell phone. There's no cutting the phone lines. There's none of that stuff. I could literally, even if I wasn't going to make a call because I'm hiding and I'm trying to be quiet, I can text
still do
literally
things,
everybody I know. I can just
call
like
the
text
cops,
all
robbing me.
And just say somebody
this
call
is not a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
You said this last week.
Yeah,
I'm not fucking around this time.
For serious, and you take a selfie where like, look how scared I am.
And the murderer's in the background.
Yeah. And then it says, it's a meme, and it says, I can has police.
Oh, look at her. She's so happy. This looks like, this does kind of look California. This is supposed to be Illinois.
It's supposed to,
I still haven't seen any Haddonfield palm trees yet.
No, I've been keeping an eye out. So far, so good.
I forgot to look until just now.
Yeah. They actually had to shoot some extra scenes for the movie because I guess it was a little bit too short for like TV. Because
it was too short.
It was, well, the movie's an hour and a half now.
They think about that way back then?
Yeah.
Like, if this ever goes to the TV, it'll be way too short.
Well, what happened was they found out after the fact. They're like, we want to put this on TV. It's too short. So while they were shooting Halloween 2, they shot a couple of additional scenes for this movie.
Really?
To then throw in.
John Carpenter did part 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, part 2 was a good one too.
So they were all, part 2 I actually like better.
I think I do as well. There's more murders.
Well, because the build is done and it's like you're right
now we get into the murders.
And I also like movies that take place immediately after the last movie.
I do as well. I also like that.
It's just like, we're going.
Yeah,
like,
Judas Myers. Yeah, ugly looking corpse. Yeah, right over here somewhere.
Not for nothing. Lousy lay.
I love this guy just like doing his job. Yeah.
I have a really hard time having a graveyard manager or whatever kind of guy he is who has a jean jacket on. He should be wearing either a suit
at the time,
or he should be a flat-out grave digger who's just.
That's what I'm thinking. Like he's got a shovel. He carries the shovel around with him at all times. You never know when you're gonna have to dig a grave.
Constantly has dirt on his face.
What story is he telling here?
He's telling the story of Michael Myers.
And then he proceeded to go to the movies, and he came home. went to bed with his wife. You think that story's going to go in a totally different direction.
I wonder now if he knows the death, how every single person in the cemetery died. Because he literally just asked where her grave was. And he's like, well,
he's
I've
got
a
all the
story to tell
backstory,
you.
right?
And then you would think if somebody came to you asking...
somebody stole the gravestone. That thing's heavy as fuck.
Yeah. But could you imagine if somebody... came to you...
Last time I was here, that gravestone was right in there. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. No, but imagine if somebody came to you and asked for a specific person's grave. I need to find this specific person. You think there's a chance they might know how they died?
Yeah,
it's not just like, I'm on a scavenger hunt and I'm supposed to know, I need to know what kind of rock they use to make the...
Oh, are they smoking a doobie?
Mm-hmm.
Stinking up Dad's car.
Which is kind of crazy to me, not because they're smoking a joint, but because Lori is smoking a joint. Because she's so Miss Priss in this, right? But she's like, but I'm
you
totally...
You can't judge a book by its cover.
Apparently not.
Look at that
but
beautiful hair
But
on
everything
her.
else, oh God.
You don't like her hair?
No, I don't like her hair.
Jamie Lee Curtis's?
No. I will go on record.
What about PJ Harvey there?
She looks like Jennifer Grey to me.
She does look like Jennifer Grey.
Yeah.
She doesn't smoke weed. Look at her smoking this. She's trying it right now for the first time. Look at her. See, she didn't even hold it right.
I got yelled at.
See, look at her.
I may have told this story before, but I got yelled at for how I smoked in a movie that I shot.
You smoke like a fucking weirdo or what?
Well, I've never smoked before, and I don't really. Also being not an actor, I am not a watcher of people to figure that kind of shit out, right?
Right.
So I was just holding a cigarette, kind of like this, like I saw in old TV shows, and then I got yelled at. They're like, "That's not how anybody holds a cigarette."
Fuck, sure it is.
And I was just like,
why not?
I don't know. They saw it in my hand. I'm not holding a smoke.
Right.
So it's like.
I had a girl telling me once outside of a bar that she was like, "Are you new? Did you just start smoking?" I was like, "No," and she was like, "Well, you look uncomfortable doing it."
Yeah, well, it should be uncomfortable. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, it is exactly. It should be. Nothing's more uncomfortable than filling those lungs up with the Black Death.
I know. It's like I try and drown myself from time to time. It's the same thing, except if I get the water out of my lungs, I'm
you're okay.
I'm right as rain, baby.
I could go for a smoke right now.
Well, no, we gotta finish this movie. It's not very long. We'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. A lot of smoking going on in this movie, baby.
2 people who were offered the role of Sam Loomis both turned it down due to the low pay. He got paid $20,000 for this. And Jamie Lee Curtis got paid $8,000 for this.
It's probably only a couple days. He saw this whole thing in 5 days.
He did 5 days.
$20,000 for 5 days?
And she did probably 30.
All right, well, shit.
So $8,000 for
I'm sure they fed her. Oh, is that Myers going by right there?
Actually,
yep, it is.
Yeah, I can't guarantee you that they fed her given their budget. I can't guarantee you that they fed her. But anyways, they offered the role of Dr. Loomis to Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee.
No shit.
So Grand Moff Tarkin and Count Dooku.
Both offered
the role. They both turned it down. Christopher Lee went on to say that he really wished he would have taken the role.
Well, of course, afterwards, right?
Yeah. Well, also, this was a period of time when he wasn't working that much. It was right at the end of his Hammer horror Dracula period. Well,
so he probably was like, I don't want to do another horror movie. He probably wanted to be in something serious. Yeah. But something with Oscar buzz.
But with the timing, I'm pretty sure Peter Cushing turned this down to do Star Wars. So it's because
oh my god, did you see how they spelled could?
No, I didn't.
It was like COOLD.
Oh, that's cold.
Cooled.
Oh, cooled. Nice.
Ben Tramer is a hunk, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. He's actually...
I think he's dreamy.
He's named after a person in John Carpenter's life. This guy named Bennett Trainer that was a friend of his or whatever that he named that character after. Laurie Strode also named after John Carpenter's first girlfriend.
Really? I'm sure his current girlfriend was pleased about that.
Pleased as punch.
Yeah. Why can't you use my name? He always yells her name out to in bed.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why she sticks with him.
That's why people who write things probably get married 4 or 5 times.
You can just dedicate things.
I've been married to somebody with every name. What are you expecting me to do?
Yeah, what the hell?
Name everybody after you?
Well, you don't want James Cameron doing that. You're going to add another hour onto the movie.
Jesus. Couldn't deal.
Those credits for Avatar 9 are already going to be holy Jesus.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, I'm so
a lot of cruising in this movie, so they should have called this Cruising Halloween.
Cruising Halloween. It's like the Cruising USA. Oh, yeah. Cruising USA. That was...
not bad lighting. It's dark. I can see everything.
Well, I can see some street lights.
Yeah, sure. That looks good.
Yeah, it gives it enough. The houses are lit. That's good enough, I guess, right?
So what's the new one about? Just the same shit or what?
I couldn't tell you.
Because I feel like this is going to be the plot of H2O, where L Cool J and Jennifer Lawrence and what's her name here, Scream Queen there.
Yeah.
Take out Michael Myers. She's like, you know, in the end, she's got the axe. And she's like, I've had enough. You know, she's like, I'm coming for you this time.
Yeah, I couldn't honestly tell you what it's about.
Again.
Originally, it was said that it was a reboot, but obviously that's not the case. And I don't know. I just couldn't guess. Could not guess. He just gets.
I have a feeling the twist ending is it's going to be Jamie Lee Curtis turns into the murderer.
I'm going to put a question out now to our listeners, and if anybody wants to email in and let us know, podcast@miscastcommentary.com. When do people trick-or-treat in your area? I've always been curious about that, and this movie was part of that.
Day?
Yeah, during day or night or whatever, because like
usually probably Halloween.
Well, yeah, we'll narrow it down to Halloween. But what time during Halloween? Because like in this, it was basically implied that immediately after school.
Yeah, I've seen it. It depends. I believe it depends on you.
Yeah, but like I've never, like the area I live in, or we live in, and like it's always been like after supper anyways.
Yes.
Right? So,
even when I was really little, it was always when it got dark.
Yeah,
absolutely. But these are, when it's like it's daytime still, you have young kids.
Yeah.
You don't want to bring them out late at night, probably because they're going to be in bed or whatever.
Yeah.
A, you know, B, you don't give a shit. And C, they're probably going to be scared shitless because they're so young. They're going to see somebody dressed as something and fucking lose it.
Well, because like, it was the same thing even in E.T. I recognized that too. And I was like, it wasn't even sunset yet. And I'm like, what's happening? Like, why are they all...
What is happening?
Like that was scarier to me than anything else going on in these movies.
I loved trick-or-treating around here. There's so many places in the ghetto to go. When you live in a neighborhood like where she is, it's only, you know, most people are gonna have their lights out.
Yeah.
You know, somebody gives you a box of fucking raisins.
Yeah.
I'm 36 years old. Okay. Yeah. I don't put a costume on and risk getting beat up by somebody's dad or every house you go to. You're too old for Halloween. I don't risk that to get a box of fucking raisins.
Hells no.
Okay. I want a full can of pop. Those were the best.
Yeah.
Full can of pop. The bag felt so heavy. Or a pillowcase.
Yes. We always traveled with pillowcases and we filled those fuckers up.
Or the person
and we both weigh very little.
Absolutely. You know when you see us online that the camera adds 200 pounds.
To my face.
And mine, it just adds a lot of sweat and stink.
Todd only has one hair on his head now. He's got a glorious bush.
Ooh.
Oh, he also has a fine head of hair.
What was that?
I don't know. Fucking bird, bro.
What is that?
No, this house is evil.
It looks like something broke off the house and went through the window.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Shit happens.
It's like a can holder they have stuck in the eaves drawer for when you're, you got to put your beer down.
Yeah.
And you're digging leaves out of the thing.
This was the first
put your
concealed
beer down,
carry case.
You know? Yeah, it looks like it flipped.
Yeah. I will argue, though, that if it wasn't for Donald Pleasance, Michael Myers wouldn't be nearly as much of a threat in this movie. Like, he kills people and whatever, but, like, there's nothing behind it.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have him constantly going, this is not a man, this is a monster who looks like a man.
Well, no,
like,
it builds the suspense. It builds the lore. Like, it builds, this is not a man.
There's nothing... There's nothing scary to me about like a nameless, faceless thing. It's just something's killing people. All right,
that's not scary. What if they're coming after you next?
Well, if they're after me, that's a different story. But I'll fucking take them down because I'm tough as nails, baby. But I just, as far as these movies are concerned, like you see the murders and you're just like, oh, cool murders, and then it's not until you hear, because like Jason does a very similar thing, and then you start to hear the story of what happened, and you're like, oh shit, like, and so that's why this guy's in this and blah blah blah, and then like any twists and turns that come along the way just help along the story, right? But it's just
you hang out here. I'll check back in an hour.
Yeah, or Chioke if you're reading our closed caption.
I know. I told you the closed caption's all fucked up.
Yeah, this is not a great closed captioner. Whoever did this.
Well, it looks good though. The movie looks good though.
Yeah, movie's great.
Here's Tommy. He starts watching. He starts watching my favorite horror movie of all time soon.
Oh,
I think he's watching The Thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh no, The Thing is after this.
Yeah,
I think he's watching the original Thing.
No. Oh, you know what?
Watch.
I saw the name. No, I actually saw the name today when I was
He watches a couple movies.
Yeah, and they say the names of the movies, but it was a longer name. It was like a 50s movie.
Yeah, one of them is like the ants killing people, the bugs
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
I'm sure one thing, it's the very beginning of the logo of the thing. Unless I'm...
It could be. I was
We'll
gonna say
see.
Swamp Thing, but that wasn't it.
Oh, yeah, creepy-ass rotary fucking phone. Was she in Black Friday as well?
Oh, that's Annie. So that's
was
not
she
PJ
in Black
Souls.
Friday? Her? PJ Souls?
No.
Maybe
That's not.
the-
No, that's not PJ Souls.
She's got
That's
Andrea
what I'm
Martin
saying.
hair.
So I had them backwards. So that is
She looks so much like a PJ.
that's Nancy Loomis.
Oh, man.
So I guessed incorrectly. Who
Just so
was
looks like
who.
the mother from Terminator 2.
Yeah. So it's the blonde who was in Carrie. The one with the pigtails from before. She was the one in Carrie. That girl.
Oh, here we go.
there,
Here they're going to show the TV in a second here.
That girl's name is Kyle Richards. People who might know her now are people who watch the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She's one of the Real Housewives.
No.
That little girl.
No shit.
Yeah, her and her sister are both in the Real Housewives. But before that, she also
Are they
had
married to the same dude?
probably not.
Oh my
but
God, it's a polygamy Real Housewives.
Real
Real
what's
polygamous
the name?
housewives.
Real sister wives of Beverly
Yeah,
Hills.
that's what I'm talking about.
There you go. But she also had recurring roles in Little House on the Prairie. She was in ER.
Who's this kid for Halloween? Like a kung fu Chuck Norris, kung fu master or some shit? Is he somebody from Star Wars?
It looks like it's a spaceman outfit. Like it's some kind of like dumb.
That's creepy.
That Michael Myers is our writer Deborah.
That's Deborah?
Halligan. It's the only time that actually throughout this movie, we'll get through it in a bit, but throughout the movie there are 5 people who are inside the suit. And that's the only shot that Deborah Hill's in because she's far away and it was okay if she
You
was
couldn't
small.
see,
It was basically, again, it was a matter of availability because you couldn't always get the people. And again, with the budget, you couldn't really rein people
Oh my God,
in,
does it really matter?
No. But let's go through the people who actually were in the suit. The big one, the guy who was in most of the movie.
Van Damme.
Yes, it was Van Damme, like Predator. No,
right?
It was Nick Castle.
Nick
And
Castle.
this is where I'm getting at. The guy who directed The Last Starfighter.
No.
Yes. So,
How is it that every one of them connect in some strange way? Here we go.
because we're
Back.
psychopaths.
Naked back.
Yeah. But yeah, he was the he was the body for the most of the part, and just as a
There you go.
reminder to
Side
him,
boob.
he directed The Last Starfighter, Tap, Dennis the Menace, Major Payne, August Rush. He wrote Escape from New York. He wrote Hook.
He wrote Hook?
Yeah. And and again, he's in the band Coupe de Villes with
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter and Tommy Lee Wallace. All people who were involved in this movie or other Halloween movies.
And what's the deal with Myers? Why is he... I know he wants to kill his own bloodline or something, but what's the deal with Jamie Lee Curtis? Is it just because he saw her outside the door there? Oh, fuck.
Well, that is his bloodline. That's his sister.
Oh, that's
But,
right.
yeah.
It's his sister.
Yeah.
Look at that. You see that popcorn?
Yeah.
They don't make popcorn like that anymore, baby.
I do.
Fuck it. Oh, wait,
I still do it in the pot.
Well, I guess
Actually-
a lot of people probably do.
I want to buy one of those kettle things, though, that goes on the stove that, stirs it inside.
What's happening here? Is he dancing with the dog?
I just murdered a dog.
Did the dog just get they're
This is the second movie we've done in a couple of weeks that had a
dog murder? Oh, here's RKO.
Yeah.
So she's watching the ant that stormed New York.
There, Winchester pictures. Oh my God.
It's a good working
It's
gun
like-
right there.
It couldn't be more old school, but it also looks like the beginning
Hudson
of
Hawk.
You're not reading properly.
It's the thing.
Oh, there it is. You're 100% right. Look at that. The original Thing. So he must have had a hard-on for this movie, and then, that's interesting.
I don't know why I remembered that for some reason.
Cool. Hey, well, it's the imagery, man.
Yeah,
That's
I just
what it all-
remember he does the same kind of thing in the beginning of his version of it too.
She's twirling her hair like she wants that little kid to fuck her.
It's the 60s, bro. Anything goes.
It's this virginal repression that she's got going on. It's like, I have not.
Plus,
had a
he is
good
looking
dick.
pretty manly in his spaceman outfit.
Oh God, yeah. He looks like Wormser in Revenge of the Nerds.
Worms are
the tucked in shirt and everything. He just missing the big glasses.
That on Halloween is the night when all the ghouls can leave the cemetery and travel around.
Yeah.
So she could claim that she was possessed.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, and whenever you see that, like, some young boy, like, you know, the teacher had sex with their student, it's always some smoking hot blonde chick.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the shit, lady? Like, remember they had a kid, the one.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened to those two. I wonder if they're going to get
No,
together.
they
Didn't
legit
they get back together when she got
out of
prison?
jail and they got married.
Weren't they on some show?
Every show,
Something.
probably.
Regis, man. Regis was flipping.
Yeah. You're having sex with a little boy.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I just did my laundry today. It was awesome.
I did laundry today too.
You did? Do you like doing laundry?
It's fine.
I enjoy it.
I enjoy having clean laundry.
I do too. I kind of like the act of it because sometimes when you go in there's like a lady in there.
Yeah.
And she's like older.
Yeah.
And she takes her underwear out of the machine and she doesn't want you to see it. That gets me hot.
Nice.
Oh,
Speaking of getting you hot, how much do you think the dad came when he found out that this girl had her naked breasts against his shirt? Little teenage girl. Yeah. And speaking
all the time.
Yeah, probably, right? Speaking of teenage girls, too, of all of the teenage girls in this movie, Jamie Lee Curtis is the only one who's actually a teenager. The other
really?
ones were like in their late 20s or
Oh, you
30s.
have to if you're going to show their boobies off, right?
Yeah. Well,
how is that okay back in the day? Like, these are supposed to be like high school girls and we're seeing their boobs.
Well,
but they're technically older.
We've been doing that up until very recent as well, though. There's been
Us?
like, yeah. Well, I mean, like, yeah.
I do it in the reverse way.
Yeah.
I do.
Hey, little girl, tell me you're 24.
Exactly.
No,
she told me she was 24, officer.
No, but like even like Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones is supposed to be like 16 or something like that. And you see full frontal nudity.
Robert De Niro?
Yes. Jesus Christ, it's so hard to talk to you.
Nobody even watches that show. Does anybody even understand that reference?
Yeah.
Tarkovsky.
There's at least 6 people who've seen that show.
Like, nobody watches that incestuous filth.
I don't think anybody watches anything but
I know, pretty much, yeah.
It's just like, okay, I got off just as the 2 people were, and there's a lot of doggy style sex in that show. More doggy style sex than anything. The only other TV show that I've seen doggy style sex in was Modern Family. No, legitimately. There's a scene when the kids, and I think I've mentioned it on the show before too, but the kids accidentally walk in on the parents having sex, on Phil and Claire having sex, and he's up behind her. And I was like, whoa! My mind was blown, because usually you just see sheets moving.
Or something. It actually showed them?
Yeah, it showed sheets
it showed him banging his wife in the ass.
Like,
right,
sheets are covering
Family.
him, but you see shirtless him, and he's upright.
Oh, he's upright.
And then he turns around and sees them, and then goes off the couch. Or not the couch, off the bed.
Lord, you get a big dick shot of his leg flying over.
Yeah. And it just starts shooting into the air.
And his screaming daughter's faces, wah! And they stay the whole time.
Yeah.
Wah!
And then Sofia Vergara just runs into the scene and goes, ay, 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 what's going on here?
This is like the Modern Family XXX parody.
Yeah.
Sure. There's so many of those.
Oh, it's all good.
There's so many XXX parodies.
It's every
There's
single...
a miscast commentary.
Oh, well done.
Is coming out.
The ones I really hate are the ones where they didn't come up with a clever pun, where they just go, Saved by the Bell, XXX.
That's it. Those are the ones I like. Or like the Avengers XXX.
I was like, come on, you couldn't figure anything out.
Anything. So what else could go with miscast? So a commentary, miscarriage commentary.
Well, that would be a really gross, like fetish kind of thing. I just like, I only get off on watching women bleed into a toilet.
You too?
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's more, eh?
It's disgusting.
Well, I've been stuck in a window before, girl. I hear ya.
This girl loves talking super dirty too.
Got stuck in a window. That's dirty for you, eh?
It used to be so. No, she was just saying you got stuck in other positions. Like, she's a whore. She's such a dirty, stinky whore.
You better watch it, lady. And if you want to get that fabric softener in there on the old rinse cycle,
oh Jesus!
I still think that the old school laundry way is better. These pods are not cutting it.
Oh.
Like, the pods are good and all, but I used to, like, I want the shirt to burn when I put it on.
When you said old school, I was like, do you mean like those things where you used to have to roll them out?
Roll it, squish it through, you know, sprinkle some powder on there.
I'm down with that.
Beat it up against an old rock.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't talking about laundry anymore.
Yeah, fuck those pods. Yeah, I use the pods when I get them for free, like at Costco, like samples.
I like to hand them out to children at Halloween
so
for candy.
Kids. Yeah, that's why that
I tell them
commercial
it's
came
like
out recently.
it's like well, you know those ones that blow up in your mouth.
Gushers. Nice.
I tell them it's a new gusher.
And it's what's really weird is that those detergent companies made their detergent taste like sour apple gushers.
Yeah. Like, why?
That was a genuine
They taste
mistake.
so good until you convulse and have to go to the hospital because your insides are sheer poison.
I've had to be brought back from the dead twice.
Is this guy even like, where has he been going to the bathroom? Like, he's been lurking around this neighborhood.
He just went there.
He just stood up from taking a big Michael
cupped
Myers power dump.
And that's why he was also like where he killed that guy and stole his suit. It's because he shit his gown. And he was trying to clean himself off behind like that hay.
Yeah.
And then the guy saw him and started laughing at him. So he's like, "Yeah, you got clean clothes." Stab.
Exactly. That was in the novel for the backstory.
Yeah, most of his murder is really justified. He's just embarrassed over shitting himself
constantly.
He's like, people will know. It's like in Carrie when the mom's like, they're all gonna laugh at you.
She was right. They are.
Or
that
as I
Carrie,
remember,
right?
That wasn't Carrie.
Yeah,
it's youth.
You're Adam Sandler fucking.
The Adam Sandler album. No, they're all.
Mom, can I go next door to the? No,
they're not gonna laugh.
Oh, fuck this. Ben, they're talking about Big Ben Tramer again.
It seems to me like this was another old thing. Everybody always referred to the people they liked by first and last name. I don't think I've ever referred to a person that I care about in any way, shape, or form by their first and last name. Hey, you know who's really hot? That Carrie Findlay. Oh, you mean your wife? Yeah, her.
Yeah, no, but like that Carrie Findlay's really something.
But I only see do they think that audiences will think that they're talking about multiple Bens if they don't keep saying Ben Tramer?
I will tell you, even as like a pretty large male,
yeah.
If the washing machine was across the yard, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go. I'm not even fucking kidding. I wouldn't go. I'd wait till the daytime. No fucking way. Yeah. Look at that backyard. It's terrifying. Mm-hmm. I do really honestly have like if I'm in like the extreme dark. Yeah. I'm like, oh fuck. I always get like, whoa, I've like watched way too many horror movies.
I don't get that way unless I have personally imagined myself some scenario that could happen.
That's what I always do when it's super dark.
Yeah.
It's like 10 seconds later, my mind has already thought of 13 ways I'm going to be murdered.
There's a room at my work where all of the equipment is, like all of like the networking and technical equipment is. And it's a long room and it's just racks upon racks. So it's very
racks on racks.
It's one of those really symmetrical kind of rooms. And I picture standing in the middle of it. And if somebody came through the door on either end and I had to make a run for it, that's the thing I get. And then it's always like at like 3:00 in the morning. It's not dark. It's a fully lit, really light room too. But it's just one of those things.
Oh my God.
And I'll think
to
myself,
first murder. Anyways, continue.
But I was like, if I'm standing at this point and somebody came through that door, would I be able to make it to the other door in time?
Was that car foggy when she got in?
Probably. I think it was a little foggy.
Just to show he's been in there breathing around.
Well, and he's trying to breathe through a mask too. It's mean all the air is coming out of his eye holes.
Should have been some other things that were randomly going to him in the back of the car, like, Jesus, it's hot in here. And he pulls the mask up, and puts the mask back on.
Why does it smell like shit in here? My secret shame.
How did he know she was going to get into the car?
See, well,
like, what the hell?
That's always the thing in these.
What the fuck? Like, how did he even get in there?
Well, it's like when somebody's running through the woods and then they meet them at a certain spot. How'd they know she was going that way?
Well, Jason's like supernatural or something, right? Oh, here's a different one. This one's like... Yeah.
I feel like I saw this one on Mystery Science Theater 3000.
It's definitely one of these movies. Now they're both watching.
That one feels very much like that.
You know what? I hope that if she didn't get murdered, that she was going to give Nancy... What's her name? Is it Nancy?
No, Lori.
Close enough. So she's going to give Nancy half of her babysitting money because she's not even fucking watching that kid.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Oh, now this kid's trying to get slick and creep her out even though he's freaked out too.
Basically, yeah, she's getting paid. She was going to get paid to get power fucked by her boyfriend.
Look at this. She didn't even watch him?
Yeah, pay attention.
God. Here we go. This is why you shouldn't play pranks on other kids, because you get murdered. Oh, fuck.
How many people have blinds and drapes, though? That's a question, right?
Is this like a thing?
I don't.
We should ask Rafrau and all them. What do you got, blinds?
Yeah.
I like the people that use an old sheet.
Yeah.
You know, like, fuck it. Or tinfoil.
I'm not going to lie to you. I have some tinfoil on my window, but I'll explain why. I've got blackout curtains.
Right.
I have blackout curtains, but at the very top, a bunch of light gets through.
Oh, well, how blackout is that?
Well, it's not its fault. That's where the pole is, right? So it's light gets over top of it. I will blame it. Yeah, I'll blame it anyways. But I sleep during the day because I work nights. So I have to put tinfoil up there so then the light didn't get up and over. And then everything's good now.
And when he says work nights, he means wander the stroll murdering prostitutes.
That's when I'm not prostituting myself.
His grandmother.
My grandmother was a fucking saint.
That's why he murders the ones that look like her.
It's true.
How could you do this, grandmother?
Don't you?
It's like some black guy. How could you do this, grandmother? They're all prostitutes to him. Past midnight.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
I killed this one prostitute. She was acting like she was a nurse in a hospital. What a prostitute!
What a prostitute!
Yeah.
Who in the Marvel universe would Donald Pleasance play in the Marvel movies now?
Now, at this age, and not what his age
I think
would
he
be
could
if
play
he wasn't
Doctor
dead.
Strange.
I'd buy that. I could buy into that.
You were thinking Professor X because he's bald.
No, he's not bald enough.
He could be balder.
True. I like how he just fucked.
Look at him right there. He looks so happy.
I'm proud of me.
I've been having such a bad night until now. He just shit himself like Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it was. It just scared the shit right out of me.
Now I'm going to kill you because I shit myself. That's the entire theme of the movie. If you shit yourself, you need to murder.
I should be in this movie.
Oh, God.
I think I almost shit myself every day of my life.
Oh, thank God I'm closer to
I
the knives
only
than you.
go to the bathroom when it's like I've held it in for way too long and I'm on the bus now.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, oh, Lord. That's my favorite. You got to rush off the bus, just shit right there. Everybody's staring at you. Inhumanly patient. Because you've been waiting around for half a day. That means that's inhuman patience.
Yeah. Speaking of inhuman patience, or inhuman,
More human than human?
Marvel's Inhumans has been really shit on by the critics.
Is it no good?
Apparently.
There's too many Marvel shows out now.
I'll tell you what, I watched The Gifted and I thoroughly enjoyed it, which is like an X-Men.
I gave myself a gift and did not watch it.
Yeah, it's like an X-Men sequel kind of thing where it's like the X-Men are gone, the Brotherhood of Mutants is gone. It's illegal. Well, it's not illegal to be a mutant, but they're basically like using the law, saying like you're dangerous and like whatever to get them arrested.
So it's not illegal to be a mutant, but you can't use your powers or something.
It's if you use your powers and you like to commit a crime, or if you're a danger to people, you hurt someone, they end up coming to get you. But then the problem is
everybody is.
Of
course.
It's like something happened by accident because like kids when they first get their powers, they end up fucking up real bad, right?
Right.
Like something gets broken or whatever, and they're like, yeah, you're a danger to everybody, so you need to go to jail forever. And that's how they go. And
makes sense to me.
But what's cool is the
fucking mutants.
The people who come to get you are Sentinel services, and they send out their Sentinel robots.
You know what? I saw something here.
Yeah.
I think I saw like 10 minutes of it or something.
Okay. And they send out their Sentinel robots, but they're not like the big Sentinels. They're like these little spider things that come and get you.
Oh, I did see it. Yeah, they kind of wrap around your legs.
It's surprisingly good. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Inhumans no good? What about the big dog thing? The big dog is jumping around.
They
leaves the door wide. This is the 60s. Like, you're allowed to drink and drive.
Yeah.
Left the door wide open.
Yeah.
And you know what? Now that they left that door wide open, Myers is not going to get into that van.
No.
He only likes to get into ones that are completely locked with the windows open.
Yeah. I'm all into pigtails. She reminds me of, why can't I think of her name from Saturday Night Live?
Pat.
No, Jesus Christ.
Look at that old beer tab pull on that thing.
Yeah.
Is that a Bud? Product placement,
Yeah,
Budweiser.
Bud. All right. This episode's brought to you by Bud. It was what I was saying.
The scene.
I can't think of the name.
They're all drunk and making out.
Let's try
that old couch. Got their shoes. That's fucking America for you. Got their shoes up on the couch. In Canada, you take your fucking shoes off.
Yeah.
When you go into somebody's house. What the fuck?
That's another thing. And that was another thing I noticed, very similar to the whole trick-or-treating at day thing. I remember being really weirded. Oh, he loves to watch. As soon as they find out I shit myself, they're dead. But it was like, just like, I remember seeing that. I think the first time I saw it was like Married with Children, or the first time I noticed it. And he just walked in and he put his shoes up on the table. I'm like, why is he not taking his shoes off?
Why isn't anybody freaking out about this?
Yeah. And then somebody talked about, again, one of the shows of around that age, somebody said something about taking their shoes off. I was like, what are we, Japanese? And I'm like, that's not a Japanese thing.
That's how you get away with something at someone's house.
Yeah.
Right? Like, like
slippery slope.
What the hell? Exactly. What the hell? I can't even with Japanese. Like when Buddy like pretended that there were in Donnie Brasco, he had the thing in his shoe. And they wanted him to take his shoes off. And he's like, oh, fuck, there's like a tape recorder in my shoe. So then he had to pretend all like this fucking guy.
What about poor Inspector Gadget? He'd be fucked.
Oh, that poor bastard.
I can't take off my shoe. It is my foot.
So where are all the parents tonight? Where the fuck is everybody?
There's one awesome Halloween party. I'm assuming it's a key party.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you stay till the very, very end after all the craziness has gone on, you'll see that Lori's dad comes home with just some total fucking stranger.
Yep.
And, like,
where's mom?
They're drunk and her tits out.
One tit.
Yeah, one tit.
One tit.
She got it out so he could fondle it while he was driving home.
I love a good fondle drive.
Yeah. I try and steal the old Seinfeld thing. I try and stop short.
I was just going to say, stop short. That's my move.
As often as possible.
I like her little pigtails.
I like his little weird curls.
Hey, man, that guy's got cool hair, man. I like his big, dirty pedophile glasses.
It's like if a Jufro and a Jerry curl had a baby.
That sounds amazing. That sounds like racial harmony right there, bro.
Yeah. Ebony and Ivory. She's sitting there, she's just thinking about.
She's freaked out too now because Buddy said he saw the creeper man out there.
I never tried.
Look at this. They drank 4 beers getting to the bed.
Yeah,
holy fuck.
I never actively thought about any of my friends having sex, except the one time when our friends went upstairs to have sex while we were all there.
I still find that weird.
Yeah.
I still remember being at a party back in the day in Toronto and 2 of the people just went off and banged and then just came back to the party and I was just like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah. Well, we had that when we were friggin' teenagers.
I was like, the fuck is happening here?
I'm not naming names, but we were at a friend's house.
Always some great nights.
Went out to make popcorn. 45 minutes later, came down.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah. We were all saying what with the popcorn, huh?
Yeah. That was.
You could have at least made popcorn first and then went and fucked. Like, geez, I've been sitting there for 40 minutes waiting for fucking popcorn.
No, I really don't trust that this is butter.
I know, right? Yeah. Like, what the hell? Yeah, good call. Ew, I even licked the bag clean.
I know. But that was...
bag liquor.
That was a lot of fun because he had a pool table and a dartboard.
Oh, well, now everybody knows what you're talking about.
Well, they did. Only if they're only if the people who were there are listening.
Get some horny Swedes going.
Yeah. Oh,
there's a
titty.
That is
a nipple.
That is an areolae. They were having real sex there.
Oh my god!
Look at that! Boom, lighted up.
That's like nymphomaniac Lars von Trier.
I don't like those packets of cigs there, man. You get those wet.
Yeah.
She smokes 2 at a time now.
Yeah. Look at him.
I love the glasses.
He looks like he's like an extra from Caddyshack.
He totally does, eh? He looks like Eric Roberts in something. Like maybe everything? Like he looks like Eric Roberts in like a specific movie. Yeah, like I can't think of it though.
It's the glasses, like so many, like we've said, so many things like music and stuff date movies. Fashion dates movies, but I don't think anything dates it more than glasses because you're looking at their face the whole time.
Until the trend goes back around. It always comes back around, people. Yeah,
but hopefully those ones never come back around because Jesus Christ.
I like them. Nah, they're back. Anything that's like that, somebody in Toronto or one of those fucking hipster cities has got them on.
Right now we're
probably with it. Oh yeah, look, he's got the plaid shirt on too. This is totally what you would see somebody wearing in Hipsterville.
Yeah, I think we're in like the late 50s, early 60s right now because I see a lot of
in the retrend?
Yeah, I think because I see a lot of like Elizabeth Taylor glasses and a lot of
right. You see like those Nirvana ones that Kurt wore in that poster.
Yeah.
I think Jenny McCarthy wore the same ones in a Playboy.
Yeah, I was thinking like, those thick like NASA sunglasses.
Yeah.
Not sunglasses, but glasses. You asshole.
I think that he called her an asshole.
Yeah.
Usually it's like, gender sent, like you're a bitch or assholes. Oh my God.
And the fear of never having sex with that person again. Like you just had sex. I'm like, the last thing I'm going to do is say something that will make me not want to have sex with
Yeah,
you again.
exactly. Well, he's a bad boy. Sometimes you got to treat women badly because that's the only way they know how to love.
It's true. It's true.
Some breathing. That's a fucking knife and a half.
Actually, the breathing kind of bums me out. Like,
Why?
I wish that breathing wasn't there.
Why?
I don't know. It's just, again, something about
He just
silence.
picked a guy up with his one fucking hand. Of course he's going to be huffing.
No,
just like the dog. It was like the same shot of the dog's legs.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but I think that the unnatural aspect, because they keep saying this is not a man, this is not a man. So I think that the unnatural bit of...
Maybe he breathes so heavily, it's not like any human you've ever known.
No, that sounds like me if I go up a stair.
Oh, this part's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
This is a creepy part. I like this part.
See, it's weird.
Your mom's gonna be pissed when she finds out you put holes in her $200 sheets.
This is basically a mix of the Beetlejuice scene and the scene from Revenge of the Nerds when he Darth Vader rapes her.
That was not a rape. She loved it because nerds only think about sex, which I didn't know. I thought they were too busy thinking about
math.
Yeah. Isn't this the same way that Alec Baldwin wore his in Beetlejuice with the glasses on the outside?
I don't remember the glasses, to be honest with you. And I mean, I love Beetlejuice. It's one of my favorite movies, and I'm not, off the top of my head, I don't know. I think you're right.
What's Tim Burton got going on next? What's he remaking?
He is working on something right now. He's doing one of the Disney.
A remake?
Oh, he's doing Dumbo.
Oh, he is?
He's doing the live action
it's gonna be
Dumbo.
Dark.
Yeah.
Dumbo's gonna have a cocaine addiction with that big nose. How do you pay for all that?
It's going to star Kevin Hart as the little mouse.
Oh, God.
Hey, man, what you doing, man?
I'm a mouse. I didn't cheat on my wife.
You got big ears. You're going to fly.
Oh, my God. He totally got busted, eh?
I don't think that he's playing the mouse.
There's a movie.
He got busted.
He got so busted. Like, his wife is pregnant. Now, that's a slippery slope. The wife is like 2 days later, a week later, they're at it was TMZ and he was at, Hear that music?
Yeah. That means something's going to happen.
No. That music right there is what I put on when I want to masturbate but have no time.
Yeah. Oh, because it sounds like time is running.
Oh, fuck yeah. Like, you got no time. Do. Ah! You usually scream like somebody's being killed.
Clear murder. Yeah. No, but...
So try that. If you want to procrastinate but you got no time, like you got to be somewhere 5 minutes ago but you want to have a wank, you throw that song on, you watch how fast you get it done.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like you were saying about Kevin Hart, he was like, he did a dirt bag, like dirt bag thing.
And then so TMZ or whatever, there's a video of him because like a week later after he gets busted, he's got to have a baby shower with the woman he knocked up and is now cheating on.
Yeah.
And was busted. And he's like, he's putting the show on. You can see him put, hey, I'm so happy. But his wife was like, what the fuck?
It was like that first little bit after Kobe came back to his wife after the whole rape accusation thing, and like you see that giant ring on her finger, and it's like
$16 million.
Like, I'm gonna use this to murder him one day. Still, doesn't even matter.
She's gonna bludgeon him with the rock.
Yeah, no, literally the rock. She's gonna pick up Dwayne Johnson and beat him.
Jam him into a ring hole.
Speaking of dirtbag comedians, though, like George Lopez, broke up with his wife after she donated a kidney to him.
Oh my God!
A
lot of these guys, like we were talking about, a lot of these
6 months.
people are like the worst people on the planet.
Yeah.
A lot of them are really awful. Yeah. Jim Carrey killed his girlfriend. Yeah. William Shatner
allegedly
killed two of his wives.
Just so we don't get sued.
Oh, sue me! Fuck it! You can't get blood from a stone, huh? The truth hurts. You know.
I don't know.
How can you kill your girlfriend and wife and then be mad at us because we said it? Like elephant in the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Dead elephant in the room.
Did you see Jim Carrey's weird...
I couldn't watch it. I heard it was the weirdest fucking thing. Are you talking about the interview?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was just... when I hear about these super awkward...
Yeah.
I can't watch them.
Yeah, it was basically like, I won't get into it too much, but yeah, he was basically, the girl asked him just a very simple softball question of like, what's it like?
How's your day?
No, it was like, what's it like being at this, like getting the icon award? And he's like, there's no such thing as icons. He's like, I don't exist. You don't exist. And it just kept going. And then he started being really shitty to her. And I'm like, is it so fun? You showed up to the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So don't come to the thing and then say it's garbage.
He probably was doing, well, he's like manic, right?
No.
He's like up and he's down, and
Yeah,
he's probably in one of these, he's been probably online too much watching like, flat earth videos and shit. You get into a flat earth video marathon, whew, nothing makes sense anymore. Up or down, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all flat anyways, so.
He should join Scientology. That'll fix him up.
Yeah.
Ron will get him set on the right path.
I feel like he's a suppressive person. I don't think they'll let him in.
Carrie? Whew, Jesus, he's got way too much on his little highlight reel that you're talking to that thing.
Yeah, I think there's a thing about getting too rich too fast.
Is it maybe, the only, because it is, but they're all, a lot of these people too, they have like emotional issues, like they're all fucked up.
Yeah.
They're all like, well, most of them, I'm trying to think of one, maybe Hugh Jackman. Like Hugh Jackman seems like the nicest.
He seems like he's got it.
I don't think that Tom Hanks seems like a really well, but then you're going to find out he's like a baby murderer.
Don't murder babies.
Rita Wilson's going to be like, oh, he's been murdering babies for years.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah, it keeps him
He's
keeps
like
him
a
level.
soul eater.
Yeah. She's
Keeps
like,
him young.
I've been a broodmare for him. He just come out.
Oh,
and he just
exactly. He puts on "Call Me Maybe" by Carly Rae Jepsen, and he just sucks the souls out of the young.
That would be amazing. I would pay to watch that more than I would have paid to watch Sully.
Oh my God, yes. I didn't pay anything. I ripped it off.
Was it called Sully?
Yeah, it was called Scully.
Scully. Oh my God. It was an X-Files spinoff.
Yep, Skull Me.
Yeah.
It's all about skull fucking the dead.
Mulder, why do I look like an old man who landed a plane in the Hudson?
You don't know, Scully? Yeah. That's it. Boom, X-Files. I think they're coming back with a whole new season.
They are. There's just a trailer that came out recently.
After that six-banger that was supposed to be really good, right?
Yeah.
It's happening now. Will and Grace is back.
Will and Grace. Well, I actually was curious to watch it, so I recorded it. And every person, like 10 different people who I know who have watched it, were like, it is unwatchable.
Like bad.
And they greenlit a second season before this one came out.
Oh, I thought everybody was loving it.
Well, nobody had seen it yet. Like, it had literally kept, like, when that got greenlit and it hadn't come out. And then it came on and people were like, again, I don't know how it is globally, but literally out of 10 people who I know who watched it, 10 people told me it was unwatchable garbage. They said, I'm going to give it one more chance because maybe it was just the episode. And like,
no good. No go.
Yeah, no go. And they said Deborah Messing was just a huge drag down. They were like, Megan Mullally was right on. And they were like, Sean Hayes was exactly what he was then, which is fine, but it was just too much.
Well, what
now.
should change?
Well, I think that...
Should something have changed?
Something works in a time,
Yeah, you're right.
And it needs to adjust. It doesn't need to be revamped. It just needs to adjust a little bit. And
so like I was watching Men in Black.
Well,
just for 5 seconds saying Will Smith, I was like, what the fuck am I looking at here?
Right? Like, it's just...
I was like, oh my God, that movie did not age well.
No.
Like Vincent D'Onofrio, everybody's good, but Will Smith hamming it up every moment. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, it's weird, and that was acceptable for the time. And it's like the way superhero movies were. Like you watch the X-Men movies or the original Spider-Man movies or those kind of things. It was like if that movie came out like that today, it wouldn't have made $1. Like, it would have made $2. Yeah.
A couple people, we would have went and saw it and then be like, oh God.
But I mean, for how much it would cost to make it.
Unbelievable.
It's you got
a movie $300,000 right here.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, nothing happens in it.
This movie, I can't remember the exact box
couple
office
piano
that it made.
rips, the ripped shirt, a boobie.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact amount of money it brought in, but
how much did it bring in?
I just finished telling you I don't remember the exact amount that it brought in.
That sounds like
but
a
it
lie.
Was but
1.2 mil.
It would have been. It would have occurred, or it would have, like, in today's money, been like worth like $350 billion or something like that. It makes it basically it makes it one of the most successful independent films of all time.
That's right. Until Blair Witch came out, right?
Yes.
And Blair Witch beat it.
It's still, well, again, based on those days' numbers. Again, if you're adjusting for inflation and doing all that, this one probably still would have done better. It's like the way that Gone with the Wind would be the highest grossing film.
Oh, yeah, because of ticket inflation and how much it costs to burn a barn these days and blah, blah, blah. and how much you're going to have to pay when you call a woman a bitch right to her face.
Yeah. Frankly, bitch. I don't give a damn.
Exactly.
Is that the line?
That's exactly it.
That would have been amazing.
I can't believe it waited 4.5 hours for him to say that to her. I was like, holy fuck. 2 hours before, I was like, why don't you just throw this bitch into the river, man? Holy fuck.
I remember we aired it on...
Jeez.
We aired it on one of our movie networks at my TV station, and they forgot to take out the intermission thing, which was like 10 minutes long. So
let's go out to the lobby.
Well, no, it's just like this like musical interlude with just like a big thing that says intermission.
Somebody lost their job that day.
Well, I complained. I was like, this definitely shouldn't be on here for the TV version. And they're like, and then they were arguing with me like, no, it should be. It should be. I'm like, there's no way that you guys wanted
10 minutes of like dead air.
Yeah, exactly.
In the middle of your movie.
It's like that would be like just not have when you have commercial breaks, you just didn't have anything.
How the fuck did he carry that thing? And he is superhuman.
Well, that's
like, how
exactly.
in God's name?
Well, the idea that he could even pull it out of the ground.
Back then, they were made of styrofoam and particle board.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that one was.
But now for the environment, you can't. You can't have your tombstone made of particle board and styrofoam.
No doubt.
That's not the pumpkin. Is that the pumpkin from the front, the beginning of the movie? Oh my lord! Proper, eh? Time release drop.
Yeah.
He set him up that way.
See, this is the one thing in this movie.
Oh fuck!
And
the house suddenly is on an angle and the door opens.
I was like, did he set them up hoping she'd go into that room?
Well, he knew. Well, he was sitting in the car for like 4 hours. No, remember they said he has inhuman patience, right?
Yeah.
He sat in that car for 45 minutes, not even knowing if somebody was going to be in there later.
That's truth. But it's just like
go.
he seemed to have set it up. Like he's like, I think she's going to show up here, then over here. So I got to cross this girl's eyes.
This is the best part. Whoa! Did he miss on purpose? Like, because I mean, he's been killing a couple people. He's been killing people all day and night.
They were in a pretty dark area.
This is the best. This is the good music right here, man.
Dun.
This is Jack and music right here too.
I would argue that there's like in the whole score, there's like 8 notes played.
I think so. I like when the comes in, like the hi-hat or whatever.
Todd and I and another friend of ours, when we were in high school, we made a claymation movie.
You're right there.
And yeah, there you go. But we made this claymation movie. It was supposed to be
Claypocalypse Now.
That's the one. And we constantly were told to do a project and then would do it not the way it was supposed to be done.
Never.
Because that was supposed
we would never do that.
Because that was supposed to be like like an anti-racism film. We were supposed to make an anti-racism film. And
we get a lot of creative freedom in high school. They kind of just let us do. Yeah. I was allowed to leave drama class to go to the media class all the time.
Well, because you were acting.
Yeah.
So you came and you acted for us.
So
and you and I, and like we were allowed to like take the camera off property to go shoot stuff.
Scat films at the mall.
Yeah, mostly. But like we took it to like Mississauga and went to like the Sega City Palladium thing and like played arcade games and shit. Yeah.
Oh, no shit. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we were fucking bananas.
All falling down. You gotta fall down, eh?
Yeah.
Look at her. Jeez. No, she's been cut, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
She fell down the stairs, too.
Her J.C. Penney shirt got ripped. I hate the high jeans like that.
Oh, I like that.
Deal.
That's how I wear my pants. So you can see my camel toe.
Shapes that ass nice, but I mean...
Well, that's why they got them yogurts now, man. Them yogurt pants. Jesus.
For booties. But,
Nobody's even home. Haven't you been around? Like, you've been there all week, lady. There's nobody even around. All the parents have mysteriously disappeared because they know Michael Myers is showing up. They're like, I don't want to be murdered. Like when all the parents are like, okay, I bet, honey, it's about time I told you about Freddy. Oh, I know what you're talking about because it's true. I'm sorry that I pretended like you were crazy.
Yeah. It's just because we were murderers. Yeah, I didn't want you to know.
Exactly. They hired Michael Myers to kill their children because they want to go on an extended vacation for the rest of their lives.
Why wouldn't she have just run down the street? He's not running. So, like, literally, she could have, like, been gone. She could have been out of the
But then he's going to kill the kids.
No, because he didn't know these kids. He didn't give a shit about them. He's after her.
And he's killing everybody else.
Yeah, but I think he thought she was going to be there.
I think they just needed to ramp up the body count a bit.
Yeah, because remember, they went over there.
Did they switch houses?
Yeah, because she brought
the girl.
She brought the girl over to be with the boy.
Right. Well, I thought Jamie Lee was in the same house the whole time.
The boy over. Oh, no, you know what? No, they brought the girl over to be with the boy. She was babysitting the boy.
Right.
So, yeah. I don't know. Case of wrong house, I guess. I don't know.
Whoops.
Whoopsie doodles. But, so I'm remembering correctly, she's not aware that that's her brother in this one. I think she finds out in the next one. In the other Halloween, she finds out, I think, like 2/3 of the way through the movie what's going on.
Oh my God, he's behind the couch now.
Nice.
You're the worst aim, bro. Oh.
They do some pretty interesting, like, cheap stuff here. Like, there's some scenes like this where he's completely in darkness and then just slowly he just kind of appears in the light. They're literally just using, like, the dimmer switch in the house just to add a little bit of light.
Right.
So he just
See, little tricks of the trade, man.
Yeah. Well, it's really, like, I mean, I learned how to do that. I learned how to do that kind of photography.
What,
it's
use a dimmer switch?
Easy. No, but I mean, like, to expose in such a way where it's like this level of light will just show complete darkness.
Right.
But this slightly higher level of light you're going to see, you know? So it's because I mean in most darkness you'd be like if that was just a room you were in, like you'd be able to see everything, but they've exposed it in such a way where you can only see her. Like it's like a big spotlight.
Right, even in the dark you'd still be able to see.
Yeah, you'd be able to see
the
like
other furniture and all that shit. Who's this? Oh my God, Don is just wandering around the neighborhood lost.
I picture the old saxophone song that
it's like some old gumshoe. Am I even in the right neighborhood?
Yeah.
Who's this guy? It's like the cop is going to stay with him the whole night.
This is like the 30th time you've been startled by this guy. He's here. He's evil.
You said that all night, sir. Where is he? He's here. I like that trench coat, though. I think he really rocks that trench coat well.
Why is his hand so deep in that one pocket?
I like the one where where Myers is after the little girl.
5.
Yeah, and she's like going up and down the laundry chute. That was a fucking good one.
Ironically, she grew up to be the girl who showed her tits in Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Oh yeah, she's in lots of stuff though, wasn't she? In Roseanne?
Yeah, she was in Roseanne. She was
she was Darlene's friend, and she used to go out with friend. Yeah, and she used to go out with Buddy from Galecki.
Gunny Jalecki.
Gonorrhea.
Yeah.
Jalenme.
Yeah.
I'm Sword.
What?
It said, I'm Sword.
Oh.
There's nothing like telling some little kids there's nothing to be scared of. In moments after that, here comes the murderer right behind you.
Yeah. I just yawned so hard my jaw locked.
If you were sitting at home alone watching this movie, it's really creepy. But if you were sitting in between us watching this, it's even fucking creepier.
Yeah. Because you're not safe.
You're not watching the movie either.
Yeah.
You have a blindfold on.
Can I highly recommend not hiding in a really thin doored closet? I would have
Where
rather
else
just
to go?
Jump out the fucking window, break an ankle.
Break your head. She doesn't think he can find her in this map. You know what she should have done? Open the window and then hide in the closet.
The window was open.
Oh, it already was.
And she did hide in the closet.
Okay, well, good.
Like,
right on. That's exactly what I would have done.
It's almost like you somehow memorized a portion of a movie and then passed it off as an idea of your own.
You'd think that, right?
Yeah.
That's why I just said it.
I think she should come out and say, these are not the children you're looking for.
I'm surprised he doesn't just give up because he can't get in here and leave.
That would have been
amazing.
Like,
fuck, she locked the door.
It would have been even better if he did this for a long time, then went away and she's like, and then just one more, just you see him from the other side, he just gives it one more little tug. All right, forget it.
This is a good part.
Yeah.
Oh my fuck, he's coming in.
I don't know why my memory of this was that he like stabs through it.
He turns the light on a little light. They don't have a lot of clothes in there.
Yeah, man.
They did move. This is their parents' room. They took their clothes. They're fucking gone.
Totally.
They're gone. They're not coming home.
Either that or this is the special room where they perform abortions because of all the wire hangers.
Well, they're not getting a lot of biz. There's a lot of coat hangers there.
Yeah. Well, you buy them in bulk. You probably get them by the hundreds. So he kind of grunts there too, which isn't great. See, that's another problem I have with his breathing because it always sounds like it's like a dirty phone, like a dirty prank phone call.
Sounds like Harvey Weinstein closing a deal. Oh my lord.
Yeah. So who do you think should be the love interest in this movie? Just whatever headshot he's got in his hand.
Myers anything.
Yeah, whatever headshot he's got in his hand, go call her agent.
whoever
it is, he seems to like her.
Oh God, there you go. Right? How do you know? Now you got to walk by, step over.
That would be.
Oh fuck.
See, this is where Zombieland had it right with the double tap. I would just be going, yeah, like constant stabbing to the face.
Exactly the same thing. Yeah, I would just drop that knife drop it like it's hot, right in his face.
I'd cut out his brain.
But I mean, even in that situation, would you have it in you to do that? Do you think, or would you just run like her? You think you'd really have the balls? I'm going to stick this knife right in his face. I'm just a regular Joe.
Given the option that my only other thing was I have to friggin' step over him, and I've seen every movie where he gets grabbed, I think I'd give a stab. I don't think I'd be able to.
I think I'd do. I'd line it up and then look away, and then.
Yeah.
You better listen to her, kids. Get the hell out of there.
Those kids are nowhere near scared enough.
I was always too fat to wear PJs. Every time I sat down, I ripped the crotch out.
Oh.
Maybe they were too baggy or something.
Probably.
I like PJs though. I like a good. It's always good to me. Oh, Undertaker. There it is, right there.
Just flat out, the Undertaker flat out.
Just sitting up. He totally did.
Because even the head move, like the whole deal, right?
He's like, oh, what's happening here? Those are some kids.
Finally. Vindication that he's evil.
Like, what did he not have? Why did he think this neighborhood again? Like, and he's been lurking around, he's got the right neighborhood.
He says he found the car, so they were so basically he was waiting for somebody to scream murder.
I'm being murdered.
I do apologize for all the coughing. I've had a cold.
You should terribly apologize.
I know. I actually meant to have some Halls handy. So I could just...
Did you tell them that his mask is actually William Shatner's face?
We said that right off the beginning. Actually, no, I think the part I edited out because you just kept talking when I was supposed to.
What?
But,
it's a good thing you came up the stairs when you did.
So this is...
Oh, look at him.
This is the fourth of 5 people who have done this. So I talked before where I said 5 people were in that suit. So Nick Castle was in it most of the time. Deborah Hill was in that one shot. That guy was Tony Moran, who is...
really selling those bullets, Michael.
Yeah, you got it. So that was Tony Moran. He was played Michael at 23. He did a bunch of TV prior to doing this, and then he had a 27-year gap in acting. So
holy jeez. He took a little hiatus.
Yeah, he didn't
act. A little sabbatical.
And then he just started doing I think he's doing what a lot of the horror guys do, where they just start doing other horror movies as cameos and stuff like that.
He became a cameo man?
Yeah, he's it seems to be the case because he's got a whole bunch of random
names. Right place at the right time there, Donald.
No doubt. So yeah, so that's 3 people who did it. Then the 2 that I didn't mention, Tommy Lee Wallace, who's the production designer who we've already mentioned.
Right.
He wears the suit in a couple of different scenarios because he, being a guy who was involved in props and stuff like that, knew how hard to swing something like those doors, for example. That was probably him in the suit because he knew how hard he had to punch to break the door, whereas the other guy might not have punched hard enough and it would have only broken a little and that would have wrecked the take type thing. So he's like, I'll wear the suit and so I could, because I know exactly what I need to do this. And then the other guy was the stunt man who actually went tumbling over the side and stuff like that. And he was the only stunt man in the movie.
The only one.
It was the only stunt.
I'm falling over the thing.
Yeah. So...
he's gone.
So yeah, Michael was played by 5 people in just this movie.
Is that him breathing? Is that you breathing?
Oh, Fatty McGee, you're the fattest. It's another...
Wee!
Second time we've been able to name a sketch from that same Adam Sandler album. Go pick up Everyone Will Laugh at You.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Oh, no, they're all going to laugh at
you.
That was awesome.
There it is.
So,
ooh.
No games for extra credit, but I wanted to talk about because the other day I went to a couple of different Halloween stores.
Okay, like Spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
They have good masks?
They had great masks. But
Where's Spirit?
They're all over the place.
Okay.
But I went to 2 different places, 2 different ones. There was Spirit and another one. And... Stunt, Jim Winburn.
Stunt man.
He's not even the stunt man, just guy who did stunt. But
Winburn.
But I was looking at all the decorations now and how friggin' cool they are. And like a lot of them have like pressure sensitivity things or motion sensitivity things, and some of them are kind of cheesy looking, some of them are really good looking. But it was like, well, the creepy ones that I saw, like there was one where it was just a swing, and when you walked by it, it just started to swing like
that's
the
cool.
ghost was on. It was so awesome. And then there was another one where there was a little girl, but she's not facing you. And she just starts talking and she's like, Mommy and Daddy say blah, blah. And then she turns upside down and she's got like the exorcist face and her eyes are glowing. And she's like,
She spew at you?
She didn't spew
You
at
should
her.
get
She just,
covered in
screamed.
disgusting real puke.
Well, she wasn't meant to be
preloaded real puke.
Yeah, she wasn't meant to be like Reagan from The Exorcist, but she was just...
They can still throw up on you.
Yeah, she could still throw up on you, but it was just like so... It was... Like, there were some really good ones there, and they had, like, a Nosferatu when you passed by me, like, reached out at you.
Like hundreds of dollars.
They were expensive.
Oh, I like the
Yep.
It's like you put it inside your house, and it looks like...
The hologram?
Yeah, the hologram ones were neat.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of those where it had,
That
like,
was
the ghosts.
cool.
Well, I have a Christmas projector. I live in an apartment on the 7th floor, but I have this Christmas projector I put on the outside. It looks, you can see it from quite far away. But they have Halloween ones too that I was thinking about getting, but I'm like, I don't want to get into that for just that because it's the only decoration I could do.
Right.
Unless I was decorating the whole inside of my house for no reason. But I still legitimately, like I have old movie posters all over the house.
Yes, he does.
I wanted to get a bunch of old horror movie
like
ones.
Night Eyes 3.
Yeah.
He's got Species 2.
Yeah.
All the good ones.
Return to Two Moon Junction. Just basically anyone where you could tell by the title it had boobs in it.
Okay, so Michael Myers' mask was William Shatner's face bleached.
A $2 William Shatner mask.
So what other celebrity faces could you turn into a mask and then bleach that could be on a murderer?
So it's got to be like, so basically saying you have scary bone structure.
Yes. Well, Willem Dafoe, obviously.
Willem Dafoe.
That would be, would you bleach that mask?
Basically, he is the Hobgoblin.
Yes.
Or Green Goblin. Like when you see like in Maximum Overdrive on the front of the thing. I was like, that's Willem
him.
Dafoe.
That is Willem Dafoe. Yeah. No makeup needed for Death Note.
No, not at all.
That is actually how he looks.
Oh, Jesus, he's so
when you see him in anything else, they make up the shit out of him. I think, what about Louise Guzman? Bleached, though. Yeah. A replica of his face, then
racist.
bleached.
Todd's racist.
Whitewash.
Brown lives matter. What?
So is it considered racism like when a black person dresses like a white person?
Well, if they white,
like, does anybody give a shit?
If they painted,
if they do white face,
that would be technically as racist. But
Snoop does it, and he calls himself Todd. I love it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I had it coming to me anyways.
I always liked.
Fuck it.
I always liked Dave Chappelle's because it was supposed to be white face, but it came off gray.
Gray face.
He just looked
like the zombies in the Romero ones. Yeah. They're kind of greenish or something, or like purpley. Like,
yeah.
Okay, here's an extra credit.
Let's do it.
Name a movie that is in a series of movies that had nothing to do with the series, like Halloween 3.
Like Halloween 3. All right.
I can't even think of one. I don't even know. I just asked the question.
You know what? There is one that I just recently came across too.
Like it has nothing to do with.
Yeah.
What about? Okay, well that one. I ate his brains with some fava beans. That half that movie had nothing to do with fucking Lecter or anything. What was the name of it? It was like this French detective. Half the fucking movie, Red Dragon.
Oh no, the French detective was Hannibal.
Oh, Hannibal. Half that movie wasn't even. I was like, what the fuck am I looking at here?
It was a weird
but what
story.
movie? Is there a Jason? Is there a? That new Chucky's supposed to be really good, actually.
Oh yeah.
There's a new Chucky.
Interesting.
Child of Chucky or something.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Apparently, no. The reviews, they said it was really good, actually.
Well, it had better be, because I'm really fucking over.
And they said it was like, well, no, they said it was pretty. I don't know how. I might be missing a Chucky.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think, because there were, like, there's ones where you get these misdirects, like we talked about the Friday the 13th, where it's like Jason lives, but it's not Jason, but that doesn't really count. There was a part 3 of something that I just was reading about or whatever, or it just occurred to me. I'm like, it totally went away. Now, do you know the reason why Halloween 3 is different, right?
No.
Well, basically, he did 1 and 2, and they asked him to come back and do 3, and he's like, I'm not interested in just continuing this Michael Myers going forward. He's like, the only way I will do Halloween 3 is if we do an anthology of movies that just take place on Halloween.
Oh, okay, like a different story, the Creep Show or something.
Yeah, essentially that was it. So they agreed to that, and then this came out, and they're like, you know what? We're just gonna skip that, doing that ever again, and we're just gonna go ahead and. But Halloween 3 is not that bad.
But
to that point, don't call it number 3 then. So you call Halloween 1 and 2 because they're continuation of story. Halloween 3 is not a continuation of story.
Yeah, it should have just been called
Halloween Season of the Witch.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know. Maybe Season of the Witch in brackets Halloween in small print.
Yeah.
And then an even smaller print next to that, no Michael Myers.
Well, like Rogue One, a Star Wars story, a Star Wars tale or whatever.
That was a Star Wars movie?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yo, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought they were ripping shit off.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus, look at this guy.
Yeah, I was like, what's that giant murder moon? Right?
Oh, yeah, that thing was pretty cool. That murder moon.
Murder moon.
Oh, murder moon. Didn't they say that sounds like Dean Martin song about it?
That sounds like, when they did that, when they redid it was like Thunderball or whatever. That was
Thunderballs.
It was like the company that wasn't like like Albert Broccoli or Cubby Broccoli. Had the rights to make the one movie, and they got Sean Connery after he left.
Oh, wasn't that the George Lazenby one?
No, George Lazenby was part of all this. This was after...
they had 2 James Bonds come out in like the same year from different studios.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
One was Roger Moore, which was with Cubby Broccoli, and under the banner.
Right.
I can literally fucking look this up. I have the screens
what the
in
hell?
front of me. But that
wasn't the Lazenby one. I got chair ass.
No, Sean Connery was the phony.
And because he did a one-off. That's right. Was that on His Majesty's Secret Service?
No, that's George Lazenby. It's Thunderball was the movie. It was right around. I'm just trying to think of what.
Did they get sued? How can they do that?
Because they had the rights to that story, to that.
Oh, not okay. So they went for it.
So they actually remade it a couple of times. I can't remember the other one.
Look at there's Timothy Dalton, the poor bugger.
Yeah, I know.
I wish that Pierce Brosnan had a better run. I wish that they would have let Pierce Brosnan star on the ones that, what's his name is in now.
Pierce Brosnan was a good Bond.
He's the best Bond
in corny Bond movies. GoldenEye.
GoldenEye was wicked.
I loved.
Yeah, GoldenEye is my favorite Bond movie.
But yeah, same here.
I think most people our age loved GoldenEye.
But everybody always loves the one that was their first, even if it was bad. Because I know a lot of people like A View to a Kill. So people who are 5-10 years older than us.
Right.
They were like, oh, A View to a Kill.
Is that the one with Christopher Walken as the bad guy and it takes place in New Orleans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Grace Jones.
Yes, that was the one. Yes.
I miss Grace Jones as being like the crazy, lady that the dude fights. Like, now you got to fight Grace Jones, motherfucker.
Used to have sex with Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren.
Who is in A View to a Kill as a unspoken role.
He is?
Yeah.
Well, no, because he probably hard Swedish. He probably can't even fucking speak.
Well, it was because he was dating Grace Jones and he was around and they were like,
Grace Jones was in bed. Surprisingly subdued.
Yeah.
Really? You think that she would be like her character in Conan the Barbarian or something? Fucking
Probably.
punch you into the bedroom.
She cries after sex.
Oh, of course, because she gets wild.
Yeah.
She's like the berserker after the berserker rips faces off and eating ears off. He sits down and he cries because it was just it's a lot of crazy to bring to the table.
I do like to eat ears.
Hey, I got a whole necklace just like him, only it's made of noses.
I love that. That's amazing. But yeah, so I mean, to your question, I can't think of the one movie.
You think about that out there in miscast commentary land, because there's got to be another one. There's one on the tip of my brain. I just can't.
Tweet us at Miscast Podcast if you know one, or email us podcast@miscastcommentary.com. I'd love to get that figured out because it is bothering me now because I literally just saw it and I was like, oh no.
Okay, I got another question too. If you were going to be murdered by any horror dude, who would you want to be murdered by?
Murdered by any horror dude.
Any horror dude.
Okay, now I'm starting to go through them because I'm like, Freddy and Pinhead are no-goes for me.
I agree. Because I just think it's going to be the chains and the hooks are going to grab you. It's going to be awful.
Well, because Pinhead's going to do it slow. He'll do it over 1,000 years.
Yeah, exactly. That's not what I'm
Freddy's
looking for.
going to have a build.
Yeah, it's going to be terrifying. You're going to be running around the boiler or whatever,
Yeah, I don't
whatever
need that.
whatever is terrifying to you.
Like, I would rather, because you can get, like, I would think a Jason, because it's
He's just gonna mash up real quick.
Because it's gonna be quiet, and then all of a sudden it's just gonna be, what's this? Dead, and that's kind of the end of it. I have to keep it quick. You know what I mean? Know what I mean?
I could
Vern?
go for, maybe if there's going to be some notoriety to my death, I'll go with one of the other guys.
Oh.
Like if Freddie was going to make a big splash and I'm all over the news, like guy jumps off a bell tower onto, a bus full of kids that then exploded. The kids' parts went flying out the windows, hitting other people, killing them.
Yeah. I don't know.
And so on.
It's not worth it.
So who are you going to go with then? Chucky?
No, I'm going with Jason.
Going with Jason, huh?
Okay, who do you? So who when it really comes down,
what? If I want to be killed by Dracula, because then I'll come back.
Nice.
As maybe I don't know if that's their, because they can bite you, and you could be a vampire, but you could also be like come back as their like zombie slave,
a ghoul,
or like a ghoul. That's what I want. I want to be bitten by a vampire or killed, and then come back as a ghoul.
I don't want to. Yeah.
And then I can get revenge, and that's where my story starts.
See, when you tell me killed,
it's called Underworld 5.
There you go. When you tell me killed, I just assume all out. No.
Hey man, this is a whole world out here. Okay, if you want to have some,
no,
you want to come back?
Yeah, I don't want to come back now.
No, too bad. Nope. Jason killed you. Me though, I'm coming back.
Okay, well you can come back.
Okay, you know what? Sequel to me finding the vampire that killed me and killing him is finding you. It'll be What Dreams May Come 2.
Nice.
And I'll come and find you, and then we'll be in the third one.
What dreams may come all over the place.
Oh yeah, buddy. You got that right. So what about you? What scares you out there? What scares you though, for real? What scares you?
Me?
Yeah, honestly.
Again, it's the only things that legitimately scare me. Again, it's always my own imagination. I can be walking down some dark alley, no problem. But then the second I think, oh, what if this happened?
What if this?
And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, what if that happened?
It is, and then it is going to happen.
Yeah, but without that, and again, I do it in the light, I do it in the dark.
Me too, baby.
Yeah, baby. No, but to my point, it's just there's no. Because somebody would say that, and I say that, oh, you're going down a dark alley, and I think, what if this happened? Well, you're afraid of the dark alley. No, because I would do the same thing in a friggin' well-lit bathroom at a TGI Fridays on a Thursday afternoon. So it's
that's what terrifies me, being in a TGI Fridays.
Yeah, it's just, I'll have that thought, I could be taking a shit. And actually, this kind of came true. This kind of came true. I do want to tell you the movie ended about 10 minutes ago.
No, it didn't.
But
get her, Michael. Get her. I'm rooting for him now.
But no, just say I was taking a shit, and I'm like, what if some guy just kicked down the door and attacked me, and I'm sitting here shitting? How the hell do I defend?
You get
that
up.
Could be a thing. Well, yeah, obviously. You get
I
up,
worry about, but the same thing. But if what if I was traveling and it was of a bag, I'm shitting at the bus stop. What if somebody reaches under and pulls? I've thought about it. I'm getting right up. Yeah. I don't give a fuck, man. I got shit. I'll shit all over you, buddy.
But now I'll tell you why I made that little digression of what happened. I was at a Tim Hortons. Under a Poo-mergency. I was driving home and I was like, no, this is not.
I told you before, that's the only time I like to even go.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got to be a Poo-mergency or I'm just not even going to go.
Yeah. But I was at that point and I was like, I have to find a place. And it was getting desperate. I was driving around. I'm like, I can't find a goddamn place to go. And I was like, oh, there's a Subway. And I went to go in and I was like, there's no restroom here.
How can there not be a friggin' restroom? Was there seats to sit down and eat?
There were.
You should have sued them.
I should have.
You should have shit on the floor and sued them.
Well, the problem was it was a part of a building, an office building or whatever, which probably you had access to bathrooms in there somewhere.
Inside the lobby of the building,
right? I couldn't get there. So it was it was one of those things. But finally I found a Tim Hortons and I go in and I'm like, oh God, I got to go. And my fear was, first off, I'm like, what if I go in and there's somebody in there? Because there's always one stall in those places, and I'm like, I'll be fine. I will shit my pants. So I went in, there was nobody there. I'm like, awesome. I closed the door. I locked the door. I'm like, oh God, pull down pants. I'm going. I'm like, God.
You didn't even check the toilet, see for pubes or pee or anything?
I noticed that there wasn't any. I don't know that I would have done anything about it if there was.
Right.
It was too much. I would have probably hovered. But
oh God, I worry about splatter.
Yeah, I do too, but it's at this point, so
what can you do, right? Screw it.
Like, I really had to prioritize my worries.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there and I'm going and I'm not paying attention to anything anymore because life is finally good again. And then all of a sudden the door just opens and I'm looking. I'm making full eye contact with like a mid-50s guy, and he's not closing the door. Like, not like when you open the door, you go, whoop. Yeah. He's just looking at me and I'm looking at him. I'm like, dude, and he's like, oh, and he's
was he tapping his left foot?
No, he's just looking at me like he was obviously a whoops, but he wasn't
but it was
doing
one
anything.
of those like, I'm just gonna stand here
and I'm like,
now,
close
weirdly.
It. So I locked the door. Like,
maybe he was wanting for you to join him. Maybe you could go back to back. He had to go bad too.
Yeah. So I turned the lock afterwards. I turned the lock like when I could see it, and it wasn't doing anything. I was turning. So when I turned the lock and thought I'm secure, this door is locked. It was never locked. And I was like,
is that your greatest fear now?
Well, that was, it's just like, but I'm just saying like how that can be manifested in kind of real life. Now, it wasn't the thing I was fearing. I wasn't attacked or anything like that, but it's like to have that
embarrassment.
Kind of it was, well, it was.
That's like fear of embarrassment.
The fear, like the imagination fear that I had was legitimately being attacked when I was in such a vulnerable position. But this was, the first part happened, and then you get that. Oh my God!
You never know. That guy might have came at you, pulled you off the toilet, and then sat down.
Yeah, and that's the next thing. You're the second part of
you're
that fear
covered in shit in the fetal position, crying, and he's on the toilet now shitting.
No doubt.
My fear is well, I am afraid of breaking my right arm because I don't think I can wipe my ass with my left, but like, honest to God, I worry. Like, sometimes I'm going into my building, and you have to put the key in the door, but it's also the exit. So I'm worried that when I'm putting the key in, somebody opens the door and I break my hand or something.
Yeah, you remember when you kicked open the door? I was standing on the other side.
Lieutenant Worf over here.
Yeah, literally. We have like.
I did not think you were there.
We lived in the same apartment
building. Oh, I felt so fucking bad.
And we felt, and like I lived directly above him.
You almost went down the stairs too, I think. Didn't you?
Yeah, I was really close to going down the stairs. We had those like big metal like fire escape doors, right? And we would always go, like, I would get off on his floor. And we'd walk down the hall together. He'd go into his place, and then I'd walk up the one floor and then go to my place. And then we always did that. But then this one time, I'm like, you know what? Because I know he's going to get out his key and like open the door and stuff. I'm going to open the door and scare him. And then he was like, you know what? He's going to be like, have his back turned to me. I'm going to kick open the door and scare him. So he kicks open the door, but I'm standing right there. The door literally hits me at a big, like, the door probably weighs, 60 pounds?
Oh, and I kicked it really good too, right? Like, really Sparta kicked that shit.
And yeah, and it went right between my eyes. And I went flying back, and like he said, I almost went down the stairs. I like kind of hit into the rail though and stopped, and then I got such a giant, like, it was probably like 3 inches long and like an inch wide of a lump. So I looked exactly like Worf from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Exactly, makeup and all.
Except it wasn't brown; it was purple and yellow,
green. I remember purple, green. I thought that by that time you would have been up the stairs a little bit. You know what I mean?
But see, you and I were both thinking the same kind of thing. I'm thinking, oh, he's going to be just sitting there trying, like, fiddling with his keys or whatever to get in. You're thinking, oh, he's going to have his back turned to me. This will be a great time to scare him. And we just...
we were thinking the same kind of thing, though.
Yeah, so if the door would have opened the other way, this wouldn't have been such a problem for me.
I think that, like I said to you, the extreme dark freaks me out because my mind goes off.
Yeah.
Home invasion is a big one. It's not so bad in an apartment. I don't think I could live in a house that had lots of windows because I am fucking afraid to shit. Ghosts too, though, man. I watch those Paranormal Survivors and that scares the piss out of me, man. I never,
like, none of that ever bothers me. It's like, I have so many people, like family members and stuff, who are like, oh yeah, I woke up, I had a dream, and then somebody said, this and blah, blah, blah. And I knew that was my mother talking to me, like, for real. And I'm like, no,
you're crying and you're laughing at them.
I tell my mom constantly. She's like, yeah, that was and I'm like, yeah, that's just bullshit, right? That's like when people talk.
It's so nice of you.
It's when people talk about astrology.
Talk to your mother like that.
Well, it is. It's bullshit.
Kiss your mother with that mouth. Oh hell yes.
That's bullshit. And I make out with me, Mom.
I think I like where you're going with this. Continue with what you were going to say about astronomy.
Yeah, astrology.
Astronomology.
But like astrology, because like so many people are like, I identify with this because
They're
that's
my
what
generalized
it says,
horoscope.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And it's all that. And I'm like, or
That's
it could just be.
They're talking directly to me.
Yeah.
You will do something today.
Yeah. And if I can prove how it's bullshit too, I have always been a Sagittarius. And
you're not actually a Sagittarius, though.
That's exactly right. And that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
We have always done things. I'm a creative person. I'm seen as a kind person. They don't know me. But like all these different things. And they're like, oh, that's total Sagittarius. That's you. That's you. Well, guess what? They just discovered that there's another sign
one
called Ophiuchus.
Yeah.
And that's what I am. So guess fucking what? And again, they just
they could still you wouldn't have the traits of a Sagittarius then. You would just move those over into Mugamugi.
Mugamugi, yeah. No, but that's what the problem is. It was like that one, I think I've mentioned it before too. Penn and Teller's Bullshit. They covered astrology one time, and they covered like mediums and all that kind of stuff, and how they use generalities to con people. And one guy it was some college course, and I don't remember specifically what it was covering, but what he had them do was, I want all of your birth. I don't want your names. Just give me a card. Or no, I need your name and tell me your birthday. And like he asked for one other piece of information, but it had nothing to do with
whatever it was, right?
It
like
had
the
nothing to do
reveal
with
or whatever.
who you are.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing, no person.
Like what's your favorite color, or what do you like to eat, or
yeah,
whatever.
it was like that kind of thing. And then he had them all. He's like, okay, I put your card on your desk. Everybody read it silently to yourself. Everybody read it silently to themselves. And he's like, put your hand up if I nailed you. And they all hands up. They're like, yeah, you got it spot on.
Because he had fucked all of them
yes,
earlier on.
He's got tenure. You can't fire him. But then he goes, okay, you read it. And they're like, you're a gentle, kind person who always thinks of others and blah, 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 blah. Okay, now you, who is like, because you're a Virgo. Hey, you, who is a Cancer. What is yours? You're a gentle, kind person.
It's the same thing, right?
Every single person had the exact same one.
Yeah.
And every single person, which covered the span of this test,
right,
all said that it nailed them perfectly.
Perfect, dead on.
So
to a T.
So that's what I'm saying. So when I think of stuff like that, and when I think of things like ghosts, like I hear something move.
You don't believe in ghosts? No, really? Seriously?
Not even a little.
For real?
Not even a little.
Aliens?
Aliens, I believe in.
Vampires?
Yeah. Well, I met a Romanian.
I'm surprised you. I'm surprised you don't believe in ghosts.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
You don't think anything could be there? Any residual things I
don't rule anything out because I think it's smug to say that something is for sure one way or the other.
Right.
Like I'm 99% positive that there are aliens just based on numbers. They might not be things that can fly around.
Oh, exactly. But you give one thing out there that's alive, technically.
Yep. Like it could just be something.
That's alien life.
It could be something.
An amoeba.
That's yeah, exactly. So I was like, there is life out there somewhere. Is there intelligent life? I knock that down to maybe like 60%.
Right.
And again, it's based on numbers. It's like it seems really unlikely that there's not. Because
a lot of space out there, man.
There's billions of stars, and every star has
moons, and stars,
and like it's I don't know. It just seems very unlikely that there's not. But like ghosts, I'm just like, it seems too much. And I mean, maybe this is a little bit of the fact that I'm also an atheist, and a
little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Well, yeah, no, but it's like I feel like even.
What did you believe in, anything, Joe?
Because nothing believes in me.
Ooh, no, I like that.
Right? No, but the whole thing, like I think that even if I believed in God, I wouldn't believe in ghosts just because I think that that's like a sign. It seems like
I think you should name that the episode.
Seems like
I don't believe in anything because nothing believes in me.
There you go.
I like that. Yo, remember that. I should write that down. That should be on Johnny's t-shirt.
You're never gonna get it, John.
For me.
You're not going to get the shirt until Todd says, you know what, I'm not going to do it. Joe, can you do it? And then you'll get your t-shirt.
No fucking way. I know a place, man. I know a guy.
You know a guy.
I'm working out the details.
I'm not going to lie to you. And
it's the ink is drying.
I hate to be a really shitty friend, but I actually did do some looking into getting the t-shirt.
What the frig?
I'm sorry.
It's my job
I know.
to neglect forever.
But for what it's worth, they couldn't do it. They're like,
good.
They're like, we don't do just one shirt. So I was like,
Well,
okay,
where the fuck did you go?
Well, I went to like a
It was a
t-shirt
factory. It was a t-shirt factory.
Nike.
Can you make this shirt for me?
Yeah.
You want 8 million of them? No, one.
Yeah, one.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right. We need to end this episode because the
What?
movie. Now I'll tell you why. Because the movie was an hour and 30 minutes, and we have just gone over 2 hours
Hey!
on this podcast.
Hey, I like that.
So,
Could this be the one we've gone the longest over, Halloween style?
Well, we've definitely gone the longest over on this one. So this is all bonus.
I like it.
This is, while all of our podcasts are free, this one's like the freest because it doesn't even come on Friday. They only have to wait like 4 days.
Sweet.
Right?
Now that's a good week, man.
So you guys are going to
That's like Christmas done come early.
Yeah, and speaking of which, we're going to have another bonus episode on Christmas. We just decided on that today.
I figured I was going to say right now. I was like, oh my God, I never signed up for that.
You did. You literally signed up for that.
Oh, wait, I did.
You know when you signed up for that? When you said, hey, should we do a Christmas one too?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Is that also why you have your finger up my bum right now?
Nope.
Is that on there?
No, I'm just checking for plum pudding. All right, gang.
Well, hey there, plum bum.
We're I got to figure out if this is plum pudding or just straight up shit. So we're going to leave you, as always.
We're going to act like Harvey Weinstein and take off.
What? Your
You had
clothes
to
and
leave.
masturbate into a plant?
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
So reach us all the old-fashioned ways, podcast at miscastcommentary.com, at miscastpodcast on Twitter, get us on our Facebook page, YouTube, anywhere. Reach out to us. Tell all your friends. Happy fucking Halloween, guys.
Tell your non-friends too.
Yeah, tell your enemies.
know?
You're like, you know what? I'm
Yeah.
going to get back to fucking you over later, but this is the real deal. Go listen to Miscast Commentary. And then
It's like when the Decepticons and the Autobots have to team up to fight Unicron. Do one good thing in your fucking day,
That
okay? And
literally-
tell it to your enemy.
anytime there's two specific groups against each other, they always have to team up. The X-Men.
You have to.
everything.
For the greater good. It's to show that we're all the same, sort of.
Well, and it's also to say
know?
this bad guy that we just made up is a really big deal, and you have to buy into it.
Exactly. And we have to team up. We have to put our differences aside, because if we let this guy fuck us over, we're all dead.
Yeah.
And then we won't be able to fight it amongst ourselves anymore, which is what we love to do.
Yeah. Okay. We just opened Pandora's box.
Like
again.
this guy's harsh in our buzz.
Yes.
I love hating you.
Yes.
I love trying to kill you.
Yeah.
You love trying to kill me. You hate loving
I'm
me.
gonna get you.
You love hating me.
Yes.
Let's make out. He's thinking about it.
No, I was just trying to decide if that's how we wanted to end the episode. That was just gonna be the end right there.
This is how you should end it, okay?
Okay.
I'm
These
scared-
last words are. This
I'm-
is the end of the show. Todd's last words.
I'm scared in the daytime. I'm scared in the dark. I love to rub my penis on old tree bark. Harvey Weinstein.
Nice. I was thinking you were gonna go with a something in the park.
Ooh,
I love to rub my
could've.
penis in front of children in the park.
I do.
something like
That's too on the nose.
Ah, I
That's
gotcha.
too like, hey, maybe those kids were right, you know?
All right.
The cops that are listening right now.
Gotcha. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.